MotoOption Supercross Series presented by Racetech Suspension. It is Glendale. It is in the United States of America, right in Arizona. And we're going to have a fantastic night of racing for y'all coming up here tonight. Jumping into the server to take a look at where things are. My name is Kellen Brauer. I'm going to be joined in the booth at some point this evening, soon I'm assuming, by 2012 250 East Supercross champion Mark Zeidler in this Race Factory Gaming competition back then. And he's going to help bring the broadcast tonight as well as some other people. Well, here he is, the one, the only Mark Zeidler. How are we doing tonight, Mark?
I am doing real good. Sorry I'm a little late. I got a little tied up in the qualifying, the excitement at the end of qualifying.
Yeah, a lot of excitement going on in the SYS chat up there.
Yeah, Zach is very close to making it. Adam Heckman comfortably in, I think, just outside the top 10, around 15th place.
Nice.
See how things shake out. Shaq did not make it.
Oh, bummer deal. But good to hear about the other riders. As for our top qualifiers tonight, kind of continuing on from last week's trend in the 450 class, as your fastest 450 qualifier this week was actually Jeremy Seabolt, your fastest qualifier tonight at a 1:05 flat. Alexis Leclerc almost a second slower than him, so Seabolt really finding some time out here on the track. Colton Mitchell third, Jeremy Smith fourth, and Jeremy Shipley inside of the top five. Shipley, of course, missed the main event last week. Points leader Jack Haley sits in sixth in this one, but I have a feeling, Mark, that times are not going to matter too much on this very technical and tricky track we have in front of us.
I was out flying my drone around during qualifying, watching some of these riders and the lines that were taken, and they were very aggressive during qualifying. I saw many different riders doing what we call the old Mad Skills motocross scrub through different sections. I saw Jeremy Smith hit the double and the single before the first triple. Sorry, I'm doing a terrible job at describing this section. Anyways, he basically used those as a whoop section to get on top of that first tabletop. And it worked great, but I just don't think it's going to be a race line. A couple of gigantic quads out there to be done.
Yeah, it's definitely a very interesting racetrack for these guys tonight. I think there's going to be a little less consistency than we saw at Anaheim 1 out of our top guys, at least in my opinion.
It seems like a very high-speed racetrack. A lot of these lines of triples they're flat and long, but you got to hit them fast to get over them.
No question about that. Moving on to our 250 class and our top qualifier out of that one, the number 11 machine, Craig Leake, back on the top of the timesheets in 250 Supercross. These guys were 4 seconds slower than the 450 guys, so it really hits the nail on the head there with how fast of a racetrack we have here tonight, that those guys were 4 seconds slower. Really, it comes down to top speed on a track like this. Behind him, Sean Klein, number 10, is on a 109.5. Craig Richards, your points leader, Anaheim 1 winner on a 109.5, or a 109.8, I should say. He was P3. Braden Carter and Jeff Cooper round out your top five. And I think these 250F guys, Mark, are going to have a little bit tougher time stretching out some of those big lines you were talking about earlier.
Yeah, that's potential. The jumps are built I feel they're quite round on the top, so they're pretty forgiving as far as coming up short versus a peaky jump. So hopefully they'll be able to go for it, but be able to ride out if they do not hit it perfect, just not jump any further into the rhythm.
Right, yeah, I think it's going to be managing your mistakes on a track like this tonight, especially for those 250 riders, so we'll be able to see just how that kicks off for them. Right now we are waiting for the UID grab to take place, which I believe is just a minute away. Yeah, UID grab in 1 minute, the call in the server from race host Jeremy Cohenauer, I believe, is the race host tonight. And we'll get racing going underway here in Glendale. Well, Mark, it is round number 2 of the series, and after a pretty crazy opening round where we thought it might be a runaway victory for Leclerc, maybe a bit of a surprise in the first career 450 win out of Jack Haley. What are you looking for this week coming into maybe a bit more of a level playing field kind of track, not as open and fast as non-technical, I should say, as Anaheim was? Who are you looking to step up here?
It's almost like round 1 again, really, as far as getting a feel for who's going to be fast out there. The track is so wildly different. It is hard to say if that will still suit Jack Haley's style, or if Alexis Leclerc and Adam Holm will regain their form from last year and be at the top of the pack.
Yeah, Holm had a bit of maybe a disappointing opening round by his standards, finishing just inside of the top 10 there. I think he was hoping to maybe finish closer to the front of the field, but obviously it was kind of more of the Jack Haley and Alexis Leclerc show. I feel like kind of a sneaky good ride was Jeremy Smith in second. We know Smith can ride well, and he's won championships before in Race Factor Gaming competition. I mean, can we see him stepping up this week as well, maybe getting on the top step of the podium?
Definitely. Like I said, I was watching him a little bit during qualifying, and he looked great out there. Always a very smooth and smart rider on the track. I think this would be a track that would definitely suit his style.
So we'll keep an eye on Smith, Leclerc, Haley, your podium finishers from last week for sure. Of course, later on in the program, as we get into our main events, we will also have our Versus PC one to watch, and versuspc.com is where you can head if you want to find all the gaming components for your computer to upgrade and get a nice gaming computer set up in your household. Versuspc.com, a great place for that, and a great sponsor of the Race Factor Gaming Supercross series here in 2019. So it looks like UIDs have just now been grabbed, and we're going to get that 250 heat number 1 underway in just a second. In the time being, I'm showing you guys a little bit of a lap around this track, poorly, of course, but usually try to do the best I can at this kind of stuff, a little bit on the spot.
How come you're not quad into the first rhythm like I saw a couple pros doing?
Into the first rhythm?
Yes, into the first rhythm. I mean, not into it. So what you do is go ride. I'll announce it as you go through. Maybe. Are you there already?
I'm coming to it.
I can't see you. You're on warm-up. I'm just guessing.
Okay.
So anyways, triple out of the corner, and then that little roller, you hit it super hard and kind of double, but not really double. You hit the next one like a whoop, and then you slam into that face and quad.
So then what do you do after that? You quad again?
Yeah, quad again, and then single into the outside of the berm.
Jesus, man. Those guys are animals. I don't
Right?
think I could do that. Well, let's try. We have some time to go.
Yeah.
Give it a go.
Now this I want to see.
So they're just hitting that first section like as hard as they can and like tapping it, but just really quickly.
Yeah, you're basically wheel tapping off the small hump. You hit the first part of the, where you double in on the first lap.
Right.
And then set her down into that little hole, and then quad, yeah.
And I can't even get the triple in clean, so that's not going to help my case.
No, it's not.
Right, got that. Not too far off, but I was boner Leclercing it all the way through. I guess I could see how it's doable. That's crazy, though. They were doing that in qualifying, you say?
Yeah, on hot laps. I mean, decently consistent as well.
Wow, that's going to be definitely a rhythm lane to watch tonight, because I'm not too sure whether or not that would be a race line, but it definitely could be a passing opportunity if someone's trying to make up some time or pass someone they've been stuck behind for a few laps. Oh,
For sure.
Oh, I downsided it, but I was looping out again. That's a big line. It's these quads. Week after week, we find big quad lines to hit. And
That was beautiful.
to think they kind of jacked up the beginning of that section to try to make us so we couldn't quad in there, and these guys still figuring out a way, huh?
Yeah, very crafty, these guys. They don't. They definitely are not on the same page as the track designers, are they?
I would think not, but I guess that's kind of a good thing, because then the track designers, they maybe try to flow things into specific areas that they want, and these guys break open new unseen lines maybe that you haven't seen before. It's always kind of exciting stuff that you see in real Supercross when James Stewart busts a quad that you didn't expect or something along those lines. That's kind of exciting to see.
Oh, definitely. I was watching Spencer Turling during qualifying, and he actually pulled him aside and spoke with him. He said he's really feeling this track tonight. Feels like it's probably one of the top 5 tracks ever created for him at Simulator. Anyways, watched him completely mad skills the face of the Supercross triple in that rhythm lane before you come across the start straight.
Wow. So he just went over the top of it like nose high.
Just wheelied it. Yeah, front wheel never hit it. Just hit it perfectly. I was like, you got to be kidding me right now, man.
That is his galaxy form shining through right there, man. I'll tell you.
Spencer Turley definitely feeling it tonight.
Blasting off to another dimension, no doubt about that. But for Turley's sake, perhaps what he is hoping for is a bit of a change in the road system this week. If any of you YouTube fans, Spencer Turley YouTube fans out there may have seen, he posted a video saying he was a little bit displeased with the road system at the opening round. So I think he's hoping for a little bit more of a tame night out of the road system. And of course, try to get that Galaxy number 60 machine up into this main event here that we're going to have later on this evening. We're about to get 250 heat number 1 lined up and ready to go here, though, in Glendale. And we're going to see who's lining up in this one in just a second.
I will say that during qualifying, the road seemed pretty tame. So I don't know if we got a harder track pace here tonight. Not going to erode as much. You would generally think that Arizona, it should be pretty hard pack and not have too much rutting up. But we will see how it plays out as the night goes on.
Yeah, I think it also does kind of depend on what they decide the road should be set to, because they don't always put it right at the same one week to week. I've seen them play around with going softer, maybe into the 0.5 or less ratio if we're on a track like Glendale, which is supposed to stay harder, or going to a Seattle or a Daytona, they turn it up to 1 or higher, I've seen before too. So maybe they're going to play around with that a little bit, keep their road down since we're on a harder packed surface this week. And we're about to see that played out in action right here in Glendale.
So who do we got here? 250 heat race number 1. My camera's in a bad position to read these names. I'm going to have to move my drone around. Dylan Copeland, Kyler Hockey, Austin Bear, Stephen Drew, Sean Klein, Dalton Plessinger, Chase Blakely, Neil Wells, Reno Brennan, Smidley, that's an illegal name, Protest, Craig Richards, Ivan Medina, Robert Wilson, Trey Northup, Tanner Thorson, Jonathan Hughes, Zach Howell. That is your lineup for 250 heat race number 1.
Getting an update from our Twitch chat, James Ohashi, who I know is also a pro rider, says heats are messed up, so could potentially have an issue with scripting. I know I only saw 17 riders in this heat, so
It seems like they had more than that qualify, right?
yeah, that's a bit peculiar, at least for this early in the season. I could understand maybe a little later losing out on some potential riders, but right now it seems like you'd have everybody here.
I'm trying to scroll up and see where they listed them. Yeah, they listed them. Okay, 20 riders, 40. Sorry, I won't read it out loud.
No worries as we watch these guys continue around on their parade lap. Sean Klein, of course, second fastest qualifier. He's going to be looking to make a turnaround this evening. So Blakely, Trey Northrop, Thorson. We're looking for our current points leader, who is also in this heat, the number 31 machine of Craig Richards on that Tiger Designs ride. Richards had a fantastic opening round last week with a good start. Just kind of stalked the leaders for a little while. He was inside of that top 3. Jumped on the opportunity to take the lead and pretty much never looked back. He was also your fastest qualifier last week and heat race winner. So pretty much an all-around perfect Anaheim 1 for Craig Richards if he could have scripted it himself. Richards, a former 250 class winner before the season got underway, so he's no stranger to running up front in this series. Going to try to carry some momentum into this week as host of other riders will try to step up and also take on Mr. Richards for the battle out front. Again, these guys still working their way around on a parade lap.
He is practically the Martin Navalos of MX Simulator, isn't he?
You could say that. He has been in this 250 class for a while. He missed pretty
He's
much
always
an entire
fast.
season of racing.
Never got a championship. Always in contention. This is Martin Navalos. I wonder how old he actually is.
Yeah, I think
wonder if he's in his 40s yet.
Craig Richards was in the title hunt for the 2015 250 East Supercross Series Championship. He was mixed into that one with, I believe, Tony Spinelli, Jeremy Hinners, and Kyle Robb. Robb, of course, winning that championship. And all 3 of the other riders have pointed out of the 250 class, but here's Richards still here. So I guess he could be onto something a little bit there, Mark, but obviously Richards trying to take it all the way to the line this year and maybe wrap himself up a 250 championship if he can.
Would always be great to see. It's not that I cheer against Davalos, but you just state some simple facts and people get offended sometimes. Would love to see a guy that's been working at it that long put it together and take home the title.
All right, looks like we are getting a restart in the server. Not sure if those issues that were mentioned in chat have been ironed out.
Yeah, chats are saying it's all a bunch of AMs that were in that warm-up lap. This one looks a little better.
Okay.
Yeah, this one's definitely real, it looks like. So 250 heat race number 1, the actual lineup: Jeremy Squiabro, JTD, Sean Klein, Devin Davis, Joseph Pilsner, I like that name, I love Pilsners, James Schuler, Jeff Cooper, Chase Donovan, Ethan Parks, Reno Brennan, Fernando Andrade, Jordan Moxey, Devin Ryan, Thomas Wilcox, Ivan Medina, Craig Leak, Kevin Gonzalez, Kamar Glover, Alana Salias, Cody Daw, and that rounds out your starting lineup.
Well then, we are going to get this race underway in just a second. Clearly this is still a warm-up lap because I just saw everybody turn into each other halfway down the start straight, so definitely don't want that happening on a regular start. I think there'd be a few unhappy campers. But 2 for 2 on early race leads in these warm-up laps for Sean Klein, which means he's definitely going to fall in the first turn of the real race. That's just how MX Simulator works. You have a good warm-up lap, and you have a terrible race.
Very true. Law of averages, I guess.
Thank you, Alex Efforts, for the 100 bits. He says it's time to let the dogs out. Gives us a couple woofs. Indeed, it is time to get racing here in Glendale. Look at these 250F guys tripling into that long rhythm section for Craig Leak. It's going to be a fun heat race. A lot of talent stacked up in this one, and only 9 guys going through. Of course, Schiabro here on the 252 machine. He was on the podium last week. Finished up on 3rd in his first race back to Race Factor Gaming competition in, I think, 2 years. It's been off for a while. It's good to see Schiabro back. And good to see all of our other riders who have made it into tonight's racing. And we're just about ready to get this heat number 1 underway. I think, are they still, no, they're, looks like they're still working out some scripting issues, but I believe, well, they're posting up 250 heat 2 now, but I think that they actually ran it backwards the first time, and Richards wasn't supposed to be in, or something like that.
It just seemed like it was wildly wrong, no matter how you did it.
So,
bunch of amateurs and riders that shouldn't have been in there.
Right. So we got some technical difficulties going on here, but rest assured, we will get this race underway any moment now.
So what do we got for contenders here? Oh, getting that restart going, I guess. Sorry, I was switching some graphics options and chit-chatting.
Always a good time here at some MotoOption Supercross. Is this going to be the race, or is this another warm-up lap? Okay,
no, this is the race.
Here we go. It is time to go racing here at Glendale. The revs are up here in 250 heat number 1, and the gate is down. Long start straight here at Glendale. Who's going to get that drive? Looks like the 159 of Wilcox, maybe? Oh, but he gets sauced into Devin Ryan and Sean Klein. 3 for 3, but he's going down. Oh, man, and a huge pileup causes Ivan Medina to take a humongous lead here before the end of the first rhythm lane. Number 63.
I don't know how it happened, but Sean Klein came out of that whole mess in 3rd.
Oh, man, and Klein's already looking to make a pass here on Moxey for the 2nd spot. Everybody funneling into that outside line, going double on, off. As it's Ivan Medina, BBS own, number 63, out front leading. Got a gift a little bit there as everybody spread out, and he just carved his way on through. So let's see if he can try to check out, maybe take a heat race win, get right into that main event here tonight. Behind him, Jordan Moxey coming through. Moxey's bringing Klein with him and a host of other riders. Got 4 or 5 riders still right behind him.
Behind Klein will be Kevin Gonzalez, James Schuler, Jeremy Schiabro, Thomas Wilcox up from his first turn crash, and Joseph Pilsner. Devin Ryan 9th. Alana Salias rounding out your top 10 early in this heat race number 1.
Bit of a battle brewing here for 2nd as Klein went to the inside before the rhythm lane and doubled into the rhythm, makes the pass on Moxey, but jumping through all of them here, Kevin Gonzalez on the 53 nearly makes the pass on both as he tucks in now right behind Sean Klein. Moxey slots back into 4th. think that's what Klein was hoping to do there, is make that early pass, but he's going to miss the Supercross triple. Gonzalez up over top of him. Moves into that 2 spot. Now Klein is going to have Moxie knocking on his back door.
It's a deceptively tricky section before that triple there. It's very easy to kind of get out of time a little bit and just miss your marks. And then you can't jump that triple, and you're going to lose a whole lot of time not jumping that.
Right, big mistake out of the inside line from Gonzalez allows Klein back through into the 2 spot. And Moxie's still just hanging tight there on the 12. So Klein's trying to set sail after your race leader right now, but he can't seem to do it without making a few mistakes. Nonetheless, looks like they're actually closing that gap.
And
your leader's down. Ivan Medina hits the deck out front in a very kind of strange spot to fall. He's going to lose the lead and fall back to the 5 spot by the looks of it. Man, these guys look like they are struggling with this first rhythm lane, finding something that's consistent.
Yeah, whatever they did with that first jump is really throwing a wrench for these 250 riders.
I'm really interested to see as the race gets eroded in a little bit, whether or not there's going to be a notch so these guys can kind of double over that first tall roller. And then maybe find a different rhythm lane to hit altogether than what they've been trying to do with tire tapping.
I did see Ivan Medina do it on that lap as he was getting up from his crash. But he was not able to triple after that, so it didn't really gain him anything. Jordan Moxie down out of 3rd position.
Yeah, saw that. Moxie laying sideways in the rhythm lane. He's going to fall back to the 8 ride. And he's got your 5th fastest qualifier, Jeff Cooper, on the 117 Hemlock machine closing up behind him. So Cooper in your final transfer spot, he's holding off Reno Brennan from Wildside Designs. And Brennan's going to try to make it into his first main event of the year if he can get around Jeff Cooper. Battle between Cooper and Moxie. Actually, Moxie does get that double in line, but it really doesn't materialize into anything. We also have Schiabro down at the end of this rhythm lane. It's really tightening up here for this final transfer spot with Cooper still holding it down, but about 6 riders all in a bit of a freight train here.
I would not want to be Jeff Cooper right now with 2 veterans like Craig Leake and Devin Davis right behind me in the running order.
Yeah, both those guys want to get in as we got a little bit of dualies action going over the triple, and Schiabro hits the deck. The 252 of Jeremy Schiabro is on the ground. He is going to cough up that final transfer spot as he lost 3 positions there. Alanis Solis, Devin Davis, and Reno Brennan all slide on through, as did Craig Leake, who moves into that final transfer spot. So a sudden shakeup in positions has moved your fastest qualifier into that final transfer spot. We are creeping down on the time. Just about a minute and a lap to go here.
Good out there on that stock KTM.
Yes, he does.
Oh, that wasn't so good.
Big kick there. He's only going to be able to double the triple. It's going to allow Devin Davis to maybe close up, but Davis is going through the front door as he front flips, lands it off the Supercross triple. Oh my goodness, I don't know how his suspension didn't kick him down right there. Must have bought some hacks right out of Jesse Mullins' playbook.
He pulled the Ethernet cord on it.
Yes, he did. That was insane. I don't know how Davis was able to keep it on 2 wheels, but for the time being, he stays somewhat within the consideration for a transfer spot as Craig Leake is trying to jump over Jeff Cooper and get into 8th.
Side by side down the start straightaway. This track really narrows up into a 1-lane section here with these inside rollers.
Yeah, Cooper able to hold the line as they swing outside. Cooper cases the triple in. That's going to allow Leake to go through and slide Cooper back to the final transfer spot. So a couple of our fastest qualifiers struggling to just make it into tonight's main event right here.
And this kind of happens every week, you know. You got to get that consistency down, especially in the heat race. It's not quite as deep as the main event. You don't have to focus so much on lap time as you do on lap consistency.
Absolutely. And speaking of consistency, your race leader right now, Sean Klein, saw him out front in both of the parade laps, and we talked about how it would set up a bad race for him. Despite going down in that first corner, he's looking to pick up his first heat race victory of the year here.
The universe tried to get him in that first corner, but he persevered.
No question about it. Sean Klein looks good here tonight in Glendale. And consistency, like you mentioned, consistency definitely going to be a key point in tonight's racing action as this track develops in a little bit. The road gets a little bit deeper, and these riders have to change up their lines. But here in 250 heat number 1, the race victory goes to Sean Klein on the number 10. We're going to fly back to our final transfer spot here and see what's going on. Still Cooper on the 117. Couple riders mixed up ahead of him. Schiabro and Brennan trying to close up behind him.
Schiabro's really going to have to send it through the whoops here if he wants a chance at him in the corner.
Moxie, everybody ahead of Cooper looks like they are clean. Cooper, before the finish line, gets over the hump fine, and he is going through to the main event out of 9th. Schiabro on the podium at A1 to the LCQ at round 2. Brennan, Davis, Solis, Schuler, Parks, JTD, Glover, Andrade, Donovan, Daw. Some heavy names going to this LCQ early already.
So Sean Klein, after some early struggles, found his rhythm and got a pretty comfortable win. And I see that his lap consistency towards the end of that was very good. Looks like his last 3 laps were all within a half a second of each other.
Yeah, I talked about it a little bit at Anaheim 1, but Klein has been the bridesmaid of the 250 class for the last year and a half, finishing second in the 2017 250 Outdoor Championship, second in the 2018 250 West Supercross Championship, and second again in the 2018 250 Outdoor Championship. Trying to move up to that top step, and he's on his way to the main event here tonight in Glendale with a heat race victory. And he's bringing Medina, Gonzalez, Ryan, Pilsner, Wilcox, Leak, Moxie, and Cooper with him to the main event.
Schiabro looking to obviously advance out of the LCQ. What do you think he's got to do? I see his best lap was his last lap. But,
yeah, I think
a little too late, probably, huh?
I would definitely say a little too late, but a start definitely needs a better start than what happened there. He was way back early on, and it seems like by the time he got to that transfer spot, a lot of things had already happened, and it made it a little bit too difficult for him to transfer out of this. But if he can get a good start in that LCQ, I'd have to imagine Schiabro's going to be A-okay.
Looking good riding around after the race here. Not having too many problems.
Second gear in the whoops, leaned back, looking like a young Ezra Lusk out there.
What do you know of Jeff Cooper? Our final transfer spot. Never heard of him before.
Yeah, honestly, don't know much. I've heard his name before. He's definitely been putting it in mains and outdoor nationals before, so I know he's done some good, but clearly 3 digits, so kind of a
Jeff
bit
Cooper
of
got any fans in the chat that can tell us a little bit more about him?
Definitely a bit of a surprise that he was able to put it inside of the top 5 for qualifying, but good on him.
Definitely, that is a very strong performance. So, 250 heat number 2 now loading in. It's going to be Hunter Porch, Jonathan Hughes, Quentin McDaniel, Jordan Foster, Craig Richards, Fred Heather, Jake Rose, Daniel Batchlett, Holden Coate, Robert Wilson, James Ohashi, Seth Garrett, Andrew Massart, Chase Blakely, Will Whiteley, Braden Carter, Jack Gatland, Dalton Plessinger, Austin Bear, and Skylar Kramer.
Quite a lineup we have here in this second 250 heat, as it appears I've timed out. So, who we got our eyes on in this one, Mark? Obviously, our points leader, Craig Richards, is going to be one guy. Anybody else looking interesting to you, perhaps?
I love Austin Bear just because he's got a cool name, though. Braden Carter, very fast qualifier. Always fast in these events. See if you can sort it out come race time.
Carter's going to be good. We know Blakely can run very strong as he's at the front of this one. Will Whiteley looking to make it into the main after he missed out last week. Lots of guys with some things to prove here in this second 250 heat. And I'm thinking a lot of these guys also don't want to go to that rather stacked 250 LCQ.
No, and it's only going to get more stacked after this heat race.
Lots of good riders in this one. Lots of low two-digit riders in this one, actually. It's usually the sign of a good 250 heat race is when you have a lot of low double digits. A couple guys mixed in here with either career numbers or low national numbers.
Yeah, we are definitely in for a treat here, are we not?
Well, Mark, I think we just might be. All right, we're going to take a look at your points leader, Craig Richards. He's way down the inside here at the starting gate, right behind the MX Simulator start gate, mxsimulator.com if you guys want to try out this game for yourself. Board is sideways here in 250 heat number 2. The revs are up, and we are underway. Big jump out of the middle, the 581. I believe that might have been Porch, but he's going to get shut off as it is the 223, I should say, Andrew Massart with the whole shot and a pile up behind him. So just like our first 250 heat, your race leader gets a nice big break at the beginning with a big pile up, and there is Porch actually on the 99, so the 581 was somebody else.
Third place right now being held down by light as a feather, Fred Heather. So he approaches the Supercross triple for the first time. Jonathan Hughes, heat race winner last week, right behind him. Quentin McDaniel rounding out your top 5 early on in the first lap.
Yeah, interesting mix of guys up here. In fact, taking a look, we see Craig Richards just sneaking in here inside of your top 9 transfer spots. And early goings, he's got some pressure from behind. That's Jake the Real Snake Rose. Jordan Foster was the 581 machine we saw get a good jump out of the gate there in the middle, but couldn't quite convert it into a whole shot. Might have some lower gearing that prevented that.
Oh, he goes down before the finish.
Not good.
Not great. Still early on.
Jake the Snake Rose down the inside. Oh, and he puts Richards into a spin, and Richards lands it.
Lands it.
Does a 360, and it's actually Rose who ends up going down. Now Richards also hits the deck as these riders continue to struggle with that rhythm entry. So Richards gets a big break right there, able to save it after getting hit in the air by Rose. And oh man, light as a feather, Fred Heather getting all kinds of loopy in the rhythm lane just a moment ago.
We're going to have to develop some sort of instant replay ability here, Kellen. It's unacceptable that we cannot go back and watch that right away.
I agree. I wish that we had something like that. Maybe convince JLV to let me run 2 UIDs at once and have a second one in the server to go back and watch replays on.
I think we can do a replay buffer now.
Oh, we can. We can just go back while it's live?
I know on OBS you can, so we can talk about it.
Okay,
figure it out.
All right.
So, Andrew Massart still out front after that great hole shot. Sweeping in from the outside. He did not come from the inside of the gate at all.
Yeah, I feel like this is actually a pretty fair start this week because it's so long. So you can start way out there, and as long as you got a good jump and close everybody off, you can make it to that first turn first.
Yeah, you got to kind of pinch them off early, but then you kind of run a real late apex because of that. Or a real early late apex, I'm sorry. But if you can get them guys slowed down, they usually can't get underneath you.
Massart looking awful comfortable out front right now with Porch still providing a little pressure from that P2 position. It is Fred Heather holding down third with his teammate and fellow countryman for that matter, Jonathan Hughes in fourth. Robert Wilson battling it out right here with your points leader, Craig Richards. So Richards has made some good progress here through the top 9 riders as he's trying to move his way into the top 5.
Oh, he's even got Martine's number.
Well, Martine's
number,
but yeah, last year's Martine's number, or 2 years ago actually. Martine was 29 last year. Richards is going to make that pass on Robert Wilson by squeaking down the inside, and then it turns into the outside of the whoops. So into the top 5.
Interesting to note that these guys are having to go outside in order to jump this triple after the finish line.
I haven't seen too many guys get it from the inside. I think Rose was the first guy I actually saw try it, and he probably would have had the speed to get it had he not clipped Richards there. As Richards makes another mistake in the rhythm, Wilson jumps back by him. So again, small mistakes.
It's going to be a decisive section for these 250 riders. Extremely difficult and really no good way to get through there for them.
Yeah, it just seems like there's a lack of consistency with these guys in that section. Nothing that they can do that they hit every lap cleanly.
It's a good battle here for fifth.
Yeah, Richards really putting the pressure here on Wilson.
Two are going after it. Triple into this rhythm lane. Another triple. Richards looking inside. He'll get himself caught up in the tough blocks. Not going to make the pass in the whoops this lap, I predict.
Definitely was looking inside, but perhaps a bit too far to the inside. You want to jump off the track there.
You will have that.
Of course, for any fans new to MotoOption Supercross out there, Robert Wilson is actually a real-life professional racer. Has his pro license and has tried to qualify for pro nationals before. So good to see him out here putting it down on the controller as well.
You know, I think to some degree, it does transfer a little bit from real life riding. Some of the techniques and just the general feeling and flowiness.
Yeah,
I do believe it's an asset. I mean, Robert Wilson and there's other top or pros that are top MX Simulator riders.
Absolutely.
Smith, most notably, I believe, right?
I feel like Jeremy Smith is, in my opinion, at least the guy that I saw that learned the game about as fast as I've ever seen anybody learn it. He went from never heard of him to he's winning races in the pro class, like very quickly.
Yeah.
So I think there is definitely something to that. You have the knowledge base and you kind of know what to do on a real dirt bike. You could take those skills, apply them to this game, and not that it carries over perfectly in any sense,
No,
but
not at all.
Definitely has a little bit more of an advantage to it, I would say.
While we were slobbing all over Robert Wilson's backside there, we had a change for the lead. Hunter Porch now out front. Andrew Massart looks like he had a small crash that lap, running a 1:15. Slides back to the second position.
So how about Hunter Porch on the 99 Prestige Worldwide machine? This could be his, I believe, first heat race victory of his career. Porch has been around the game for a while, and he's actually a pretty established content creator as well. He makes a lot of gear and some models and stuff like that as well in-game. So
that would explain why he looks so fresh and so fly out there tonight, huh?
I agree. He's got a nice little teal-blue mix setup here. He's not doing too well entering the whoops here, but perhaps could qualify for Lit Kit. Either way, he's going to qualify for the main event here tonight with a heat race victory at Glendale, and he's stoked. Classic bike humping. Andrew Massart also going with him. Robert Wilson has moved up to third.
Almost able to hold off Craig Richards. He will hold him off.
Oh, maybe Richards. Oh, by .031. Richards gets it.
Too soon. Jonathan Hughes, fifth. Fred Heather leading a trio, including Seth Garrett and Chase Blakely, into the whoops on the final lap.
Yeah, these guys both.
Through the last corner.
Both should make it.
File through. Will Whiteley bringing home that final transfer position, just like he said he might want to.
Ooh, and a big old pass for 10th right there as Holden Coate puts Jack Gatland off the track in the final corner. That was just for a better gate pick in the LCQ, though. So we've seen our top 9 already transfer on through. Gatland, Kramer, McDaniel, Dalton Plessinger, Austin Bear, Jordan Foster, Daniel Batchlett, James Ohashi, Braden Carter, and Jake the Real Snake Rose not going through out of this one. All right, well, Richards, good voice crack. Richards, Richards able to survive out of this one and go on through. Oh, but he had cuts, and it was actually Wilson who's going to get the third spot away from Richards there. Everybody
just
else,
like I called it.
Everybody else stays in the same position. Just a quick change of the P3 position goes to Wilson. That's going to slot Richards back to either the 7th or the 8th gate pick.
not a huge deal. Like we said at the beginning of this race, the start seems pretty fair, so
Right.
should be able to get through there. It's, just get to it near the front.
25 years young, still got these awesome voice cracks.
I think you need to drink more alcohol.
I'm on number 2 right now.
Oh, nice. I don't have anything tonight.
That's usually my limit, isn't it? K2B for a reason.
Going to be a lot less shit talking late in the night here, boys.
Out of you, but maybe
I'll get
more
Kellen
out of me.
going. Yeah, we'll get Kellen going.
All right, 450 heat number 1 loading into the gate right about meow. And out of this one, we should see our second fastest 450 qualifier, also known as your defending Supercross champion, Alexis Leclerc. He should be coming in line with Jeremy Smith, points leader Jack Haley, Zach Prokop. But I think, Mark, you're going to run us through it once you get loaded in.
Now that you spoiled all the fun, I don't know if I want to. Colton Mitchell, Gunnar Fugler, Tyler Lang, Benny Landry, Charles Gable, Adam Holm, Race Carlin, Peter Like, Jeremy Siebolt, Daniel Mills, Logan Leitzel, Garrett Oliver, Ash Deering, Spencer Turley, Jeremy Shipley, Jeremy Konauer, Alex Heckman, William St. Laurent, Josh Williams, Dylan Copeland, and that's all of them.
Alrighty then. It was going to be a fun one for us to watch here. Got some heavy hitters in this 450 division.
So, no Alexis Leclerc like you predicted, but there is Spencer Turley in this heat race.
Well, that's all we really wanted, honestly.
Adam Holm, we'll see if he can make a first corner without Alexis on the track. It seems to be a problem when Alexis is on the track.
Yeah, that's very true. Good point about the 27 machine. We'll have to keep an eye on him coming down that start straight. In fact, we may watch him on the start just to make sure.
Maybe it's the greasy French rider pulling some tricks, maybe getting some grease on his brakes.
Very possible. It's also very possible we're going to see this man, Spencer Turley, going through to tonight's main event. He was stoked on the track from the very beginning. First qualifying session was over, and he said, "Track is sick!" And at which point I asked him if the track had a fever, and he said, "No, sir, this track is awesome." So he's stoked on the track tonight. We're going to see if maybe Jeremy Shipley can actually put it in the main event this week. Former series points leader Shipley not in the main at Anaheim 1, and that is not where he wanted to be at all. So he's hoping to get in. Peter Like, the locomotive. Adam Holm, the chemistry major. Colton Mitchell. Josh Williams, Dylan Copeland, Ash Deering. All these guys Mark went through, but now you're seeing them on our screen.
Oh, not anymore.
Nope. It is time to rack them up and unload here at Glendale.
D Mills, lowest UID in the race tonight. Always like to cheer for the OGs.
21.
21,
yeah. Okay. You're 20 something.
2.
22.
Yes.
Alrighty then, folks. It's time to get these big 450s locked and loaded here in Glendale. Who's excited? It is 450 heat number 1, and it's live on SYS TV as the gate is down. Looking at Holm, he's got a good jump. He's wheeling. Is he going to get to the corner first? No, it looks like from the outside it could be the 32. It's Heckman, Alex Heckman, 292 SYS FAMMX out front.
I'm having flashbacks right now.
Spencer Turley right up there in second. It's a battle of the YouTubers. And right behind him, Logan Leitzel. We got Shipley up at the front as well. Woo! This is going to be a good one. Look at Leitzel already trying to make a pass, perhaps on Turley over the Supercross triple on lap number 1. Oh, Turley
slides out. Saves it. Not going to lose too many positions. Let's see who else slid past there. Leitzel, Shipley, and William St. Laurent.
Look at this.
Mitchell,
a lot of these
sneaking up the inside. I don't think this is going to pay off, though. That is the first time we've seen that inside line used. And Turley messes up the rhythm lane, and that will, in fact, allow Colton Mitchell to complete the pass.
All right, up front, Alex Heckman, 292. Leads lap number 1, Logan Leitzel and Jeremy Shipley giving chase. William St. Laurent, Colton Mitchell, Spencer Turley, Tyler Lang, and Gunnar Fugler over the line. All these guys are in transfer. Turley trying to regroup. He's got the number 18 of Tyler Lang. Some different lines being developed already from these 450 guys. Turley makes a huge mistake, and that's going to allow Lang to go through.
Yes, Lang got by there. This first rhythm lane not really playing out much better for these 450 guys, just that they're jumping more jumps.
Right. Still lots of casing going on, not a very clean lines being developed, that's for sure.
No, definitely not.
Still Heckman leading, though, and Leitzel now receiving pressure from Shipley. Split line. Shipley's going to go wide, triple in. Leitzel with the double, triple, and actually he's going to case it. That was the first time we saw that line almost work, though.
Up the inside looks William St. Laurent.
The rider out of Canada, the pro snowmobile racer.
Gonna do it again here. Yeah, shows him a wheel.
They are on the same team.
Take him out.
Take him out. St. Laurent, ooh, almost into the pole on the inside there.
Gotta watch out for them poles, man. You don't want to be a pole dancer.
Not at all. Bad career choice.
Yep.
All right, so we're seeing St. Laurent going over triple, and I guess double into this corner, but actually Mitchell's the one who made up the most time there. He's all over him. Leitzel went off the racetrack.
Has he stood up yet during this race?
I don't know. That's not something Leitzel's used to doing. He is the anti-Taylor Berry out there.
Yes, he is.
Got some pressure from Tyler Lang, though. Colton Mitchell, obviously, right ahead of him there on the 6.
Mitchell seems to be having a good ride through the pack here.
Oh, look at Lang
Leitzel
going.
quadding in. It's Lang?
Quad. Oh, and then goes for the triple and takes both of them. All 3 go down.
That was Leitzel with the brilliant decision.
How did he get both of them? That was like a 7-10 split coming down the bowling alley right there.
And he's going to get collected with Mitchell again as he gets up through the whoops.
Leitzel on the deck again. Oliver went through. Boy, oh boy, it's all kicking off here.
I've seen some bad decisions in my time, but that one was a pretty bad decision. Back out front, Heckman holding strong this week. Not seems like we might have talked him out of choking a little bit, maybe.
Yeah, I think he got the rap from our team this past week after blowing it twice, both in the heat and the LCQ.
It's not watch him too much here. I don't want to too much of a curse. Shipley second. They're running pretty equal lap times. Looks like they're just going for the consistent route here. About what are they? 4 or 3 seconds off of what they qualified at.
Yeah, about that.
Yeah. Tyler Lang up to 3rd. Jeremy Siebold down out of 4th position. That will allow Spencer Turley and Adam Holm past, as well as Colt Mitchell, William St. Laurent.
It's the first time we're seeing Adam Holm up inside of the top 9, and he just
inside of Spencer Turley as well.
Doesn't want Turley in front of him, I guess, as he puts Turley on the deck, and now Turley's going to have St. Laurent closing up behind him.
Laurent to the inside. Oh, jeez. These guys are flirting with that pole tonight.
Ooh, look at Siebold over top. He's going to get around him. Going to go for the triple in. Let's see what Siebold does. He always likes busting big lines. Oh, look at the double in smooth, but then he's casing everything after that. Oh, and he's going to save
St.
it.
Laurent. We've seen St. Laurent go through that rhythm lane a bunch of different ways.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like there's one good way to go through that rhythm section going on just yet. Everybody's experimenting still.
Final transfer position check. Jeremy Konauer right now. He's got about 2.5 seconds back to race Carlin, who had a pretty good ride last week.
Yeah, Carlin's 6th in points after the opener. Does not want to miss out on the main event. Josh Williams is always fast. Leitzel, 8th at the opener, also does not want to miss out. So a lot of guys
stick with Leitzel here. See, oh, never mind. He's going inside. I'd say, see if he tries to pull this trigger on this quad in again.
He's still going to this inside and pulling the trigger on this, and it actually might get the pass done for him here on Williams. Look at that.
Look at that. At the end, it's that last triple in that gets it.
Yeah.
It's pretty even all the way through.
Josh
Williams not taking that. Leitzel will escape with the 11th position.
He's got a freight train coming behind him as the locomotive, Peter Leicht, trying to close up That is not the way to do it, as he is off the racetrack and getting passed by Dylan Copeland.
Copeland will double and then triple and then triple and then another triple and then a double.
That's the world's longest rhythm section.
Yes, that to me is the easiest rhythm to pull off through there, actually, because there's no bouncing, there's no wheel tapping. You just kind of jump, 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 jump.
Right.
That only doable on a 450. You cannot pull that one off on a 250.
Still Kohenauer in that final transfer spot. St. Laurent ahead of him. Seabolt, Turley, Mitchell, Lang, Holm, Shipley, and Alex Heckman leading this thing 7 minutes in. So we got about a minute and a lap to go. Probably, well, it's going to be pretty close to getting that white flag next time by.
Yeah, I think he's going to sneak 4 laps out of this. We'll see. We taking bets? We taking bits in the Twitch chat or what?
Bits? We're going to take some bits from y'all to figure out which is going to happen. So donate bits if you think, donate bits right now if you think he's not going to make it back. And then right after that, 10 seconds after they donate, I want everybody who thinks he will make it back in time to donate bits.
It's a win-win.
Yep. I don't think he's going to make it back. We got 10 seconds to go here unless he blows this loop section apart.
Well, I guess
our timer on the overlay is probably going to have him just making it back. Yep. But it is 8:03:04:05. So white flag waving for Heckman.
Even a blind squirrel finds a nut every now and then. Heckman looking very smooth out front.
Shipley's down before the finish. That's going to allow Adam Holm to get through into the 2 spot.
And Tyler Lang going to be all over him as he gets going.
Alex Efforts gave us 1 bit. It says he no make, and he is right.
He was late. Fixes in.
Well, this is actually going to be a really good turnaround heat race, at least, for Adam Holm, who struggled last week. Obviously finished inside of the top 10.
Going to the LCQ last week.
In the main event. But yeah, going to the LCQ last week, ended up way outside in the first turn. So despite the start maybe not meaning as much here this week, still going to be a good turnaround for him to get second out of this heat and maybe carry a little bit more confidence.
Definitely a much better ride. A little bit of early drama, but you're going to have that when you're back in the pack. Since then, looks like it's been pretty smooth sailing for him as he goes triple, quad, triple.
Up front, Alex Heckman of the SYS FAMX race team. He's going to be your winner here in 450 heat number 1 as the 292 machine.
Well-deserved bike hump.
Behind him, Adam Holm's going to pick up a second. Ran his best lap of the race there right on that last lap. Jeremy Shipley falls back to 3rd. Tyler Lang right behind him in 4th. Spencer Turley is going to the main event tonight. What's up, my dudes? Out of 5th. Kohenauer 6th. St. Laurent 7th. Mitchell 8th, and Seabolt crosses the line in 9th. So your fastest qualifier ends up 9th out of this one. Race Carlin 6th last week, out and going to the LCQ this week. Same for Leitzel, who was 8th last week. He is also going to the LCQ.
Is this our winner interview?
Hey, I'm retiring.
All right, your race winner.
You got a main event to race.
Race winner Alex Heckman joining us in the chat. Alex, how are the nerves out front?
I was shaking in my Jordans, man.
Shaking in his Jordans, but it's, I believe, the first heat race victory of his career for Alex Heckman. Got to feel pretty stoked about that going to the main event.
Yeah, I'm just happy to make the main.
What do you mean, man? You gotta get first or second based on heat race results, and if you ride like that again, I don't be able to.
Yeah, I just wanted to say I was retiring, so have fun commentating.
All right, Alex Heckman will not be on the gate this evening.
Terrible interview, man.
He has retired from professional MX Simulator racing.
I guess that is quite a shocking heat race win interview. Not quite as good as Michael Essie crying, but still pretty good.
Well, just imagine you have like, who's a good 3-digit right now? Like Jacob Hayes, or I guess 450. Like Christophe Pourcel, if when he was still racing, wins a heat, comes up.
Are you saying that Heckman has a world championship? I think we're talking like Adam Enticknap.
Okay, Adam Enticknap wins
less
a heat
outgoing.
race, Comes up, just
No,
retires.
I'm not nearly as musical.
Just retires. Drops the microphone right there.
Done. I've done everything I ever wanted to do in racing.
So how many times did you call me Adam?
None. Just now when I called you Adam and Nap.
I'm surprised.
Oh, come on. It was one time, and then I just played it out.
One time.
Didn't you call me something that wasn't my name? Yeah, you did. You called me like Shaq or something like that. Jerk. All right. Heat 2 lineup check coming your way. Tyler L. Schmidt. Zach Dupuis qualified 38th. That's what we're talking about. More SYS action coming your way. Hopefully he gets another race win for the team. No pressure. Reed Young. Bobby DeSell. Brandon Berg. Dominic Tiberino. That's a fun name. Jared Seidhoff. Lexus Leclerc. Dade Honeywell making his return. Phil Bowl. Matthias Janis. Jeremy Smith, my favorite for the night. Jacob Hubbard. Sabrina Ritzler, the only woman in the field qualifying tonight. She must have got that done late in qualifying as she was out. Last I checked, Zoa Cross. Colby Eagland. Eduardo Samoas. Jack Haley. Walter Gebhardt will round out your 450 heat race number 2 starting grid.
Someone must have 4K skins in this one because I am taking a year and a half to load in. Finally in here now.
Exciting times. Jack Haley with a good start here. He'll battle Alexis Clare into the first corner, and they both run wide. Seems like Leclerc just he must have a magnet on the back of his bike or something.
Good. Leclerc is not running the red plate. He was very famous for every time he would lose the points lead, he would still run the red plate week after week last year. So.
Rude. He's got to edit his skins manually in the SAF file.
True. Speaking of red plates,
like a lot of work. Where's Haley with his? Does he have it on?
He does.
Nice. Was this planning? Was this pre-planned? Did he have that red plate in the arsenal, or did it get added this week?
It got added this week. He did not have it in the pack.
I don't like that confidence, Jack.
You know, that's usually, I believe, a bad omen, though. If you include a red plate in the pack thinking you might have the points lead at some point, you're usually guaranteed to never get it.
Okay. I don't know about the orange bike with the red. It's not a look for me. Well, the white numbers. Is that how? No, they still run black numbers, right? Real life?
No, white.
No, it's always white. I guess I gotta watch more Jason Anderson.
The old one was the 250Fs would run black numbers with red backgrounds, but that was a while ago. So it's all white now, though. Everybody runs white. All right, 450 heat number 2, I should say, here at Glendale. Here we go. It is time to go racing. Great start out of Haley, your points leader. It's battle with him and Leclerc into turn 1. Leclerc
wheelies
runs wide. Haley down the inside. Gets it. Doubles in and follows it up with a triple. So your 2 points leaders out front. And Leclerc lands on Haley. Leclerc goes for the quad, lands on Haley. It's going to move Smith, who was second last week, up into second place. So your actual podium from last week was 1, 2, 3 just a moment ago. And Leclerc lands on top of Haley, and it's all come unglued. So Leclerc to the race lead. Smith back in second.
Brandon Berg having a good ride early on here. Third position being pressured by wild Walter Gebhardt. Let's see, they go side by side on this rhythm lane. Gebhardt to the inside.
Oh, Leclerc was down.
Leclerc.
Leclerc down and off the bike. That's going to allow Zach Dupuis into second place, former national champion.
SYS TV coming to the front.
Yes, it is. As Smith leads across the line, end of lap number 1. Dupuis up to second. Gebhardt right there in third. Eagland, Berg, a bunch of riders down in the final corner. We got Phil Bull and Tyler Schmidt up here. Alexis Leclerc gets going still inside of a transfer. Jack Haley is also right there behind former 250 national champion Jared Seidhoff. Ooh, Haley shows a wheel to Seidhoff. It's a little close there. So these guys are electing to go over and then triple all the way through the rhythm, essentially. Single to the inside at the end. Interesting to keep an eye on both Leclerc and Haley here as they're amidst a heavy battle and really just a freight train of riders. If either of them go down, it's going to put them at a really big disadvantage at potentially making this main event from here.
I'd imagine Leclerc will make pretty easy work as he T-bones his way through this pack.
Looking
up the inside of Tyler Schmidt right now. I'd be very nervous if I were him.
Oh, Schmidt went down. He freaks out, goes down. Actually, Jack Haley opted to go to the inside as he was trying to make a pass, so it worked out for him.
Very smart riding by both these riders early on here.
Yeah, so Leclerc and Haley trying to charge through the field together. Next target, Australia's own Phil Bull.
They're going to be looking up the inside as they approach this triple.
Yeah, Leclerc not able to get there yet. Look, it goes inside and still goes for the
still
triple.
Does not triple.
Bit short. Getting a bit of a kick as well.
They're doing the quad.
Oh, Haley went for it and he's off the bike. Jack Haley down and off the bike as he allows just one rider to go through. That's actually impressive because there was a freight train of guys before. And so he's going to get up in P10 by the looks of it behind the 42 of Jacob Hubbard. Ooh, another rider down. That's Prokop. Zach Prokop, number 38, Prestige Worldwide machine down. He's going to fall out of transfer spot. That allows Jack Haley back up into the P9 position. Leclerc still working on Phil Bull here.
Phil Bull holding strong. It's a good ride.
Yeah, I would be a little curious to see if maybe there's a bit of lag issues involved as well. These guys are practically on the opposite side of the planet from each other.
And the server.
Yeah, that too. So
a lot of lag going on between these two.
Maybe Leclerc a little bit concerned. Of course, Leclerc, rider out of France, defending champion. Phil Bull out of Australia. The server.
Leclerc, no one to be one that takes his time getting through traffic. Just usually bullies his way through there, and that's the end of it.
Definitely true, and he makes a pass on Phil Bull after they both actually kind of squidded up that rhythm section. Next up would be Eagland. Zach Dupuis still holding it down up here. Walter Gebhardt has moved up to second, and Jeremy Smith still holding down the lead out front.
Maybe an onboard lap here with Smith?
Yeah, we'll go on board
See
here.
if he does anything exciting. Triple through the first rhythm lane here. Oh, hang on. I'm out of sequence. I am not even drinking either. Over the finish line. Double. This is all pretty one line through here. On the 450, you're definitely died. Nice run at this triple. Here's where it starts to break up into different rhythm lanes. He goes outside. And he'll jump over the small hump and then triple through the rest of this. Single it into the corner. Back across the start straightaway. Just rail the snot out of this berm here. He's actually pretty timid, I feel. But good news was the Steve Mathis Memorial Nets were there to save him if anything went wrong. For the triple, pretty weak whip. More single. This is a pretty boring section of track.
Yeah, it's pretty standard.
Getting to the interesting stuff. To the outside here, he was quadding into this in qualifying. I see he's going to lay up. Do the little triple, over jumps a little bit. Going to have to double and then triple into the corner. And into these whoops. Tricky whoops this week, I feel. These guys making them look easy, but I feel like these are a little bit trickier than last week's yet. Very long section over the wheel top, and that's one lap on board with Jeremy Smith out front. All you got to do is copy him, and you can race too.
Yeah, 109.7. That would have gotten you in tonight. What he just did right there. But
it looks like Dupuis has had some bad luck come his way. Dropped all the way back to P8.
Ooh, he's going to get
now as he gets hit by Brandon Berg. No, he holds on to it.
That was one of the few instances I think I've ever seen where someone was the aggressor, had more speed coming into the corner and went down, and the guy in front of him didn't. It's usually the other way around.
Yeah. That looks like he got a little bit of front wheel lock there, trying to stay out of him and play it fair. Actually ended up costing him. Dupuis having more trouble through the first rhythm lane. Pulling a bit of a Heckman here late in heat race number 2.
Prokop closing up on him. It is about a minute and 20 seconds left to go, plus a lap. And if he lets Prokop go, he'll still make it in. However, we know Berg was charging before that crash. and anything can happen here.
That is true, although it looks like Dupuis has just found his rhythm on that last lap, turning his quickest lap of the race so far. If he is able to maintain that pace, he would be able to outrun Zach Prokop. Or not Zach Prokop, Brennan Berg.
Ooh, Prokop goes down. He's up and over the bars out of P9. That's going to hand it over to Berg. And just like that, maybe a gift for Berg and Dupuis, is no more pressure being applied to the back of Dupuis right now. Still Hubbard, Bull, Haley, Eagland, Leclerc, Gebhardt, and Smith ahead of them. Yeah, Smith looks really good here tonight. We talked about him a little bit in our pre-race banter. This could be a good track for him, something that you need to be very consistent on, put 20 solid minutes together, and we absolutely know that that's something Jeremy Smith can do.
He's doing it. I'm going to go check his standard, his consistency here after this race. I'm going to guess it's just 1 or 2 seconds. He hasn't hardly faltered out front.
White flag in the air.
Flag.
He actually crossed the line about the exact same time that Alex Heckman did.
So actually, I think Heckman crossed it before him.
Very possible.
Heckman was like 5 or 6 seconds after Smith, doing it 15 seconds after. So Heckman, who says he's going to retire because he didn't think he'd be able to win the main event, clearly in contention for the main event win if he can piece it together.
Yeah, and especially when you think about it in terms of how smooth Smith has been this whole race, essentially. He's just been putting down those 108s, 109s, and to think that Heckman was putting pretty similar lap times down.
Correct.
Obviously, their total race time is going to be similar. I mean, really, this is actually going to shape up to be a very interesting main event with how close some of these guys are in times.
Yeah, so far they always do. Naturally. There's Smith with the... Whoa! Some traffic here on the last lap.
Yeah, a bunch of riders down. Looks like he also has the 24 machine of Matthias Janis, I believe that is, right behind him.
Trying to get that lap back.
Either way, it's going to be the number 4 machine of Jeremy Smith taking the win here. 450 heat number 2 at Glendale. Crushed the competition.
Alexis Leclerc able to get up to second spot late in the race.
Yeah, past Gebhardt late there. Must have been a mistake. Look at Haley actually trying to get
to the
Gebhardt.
inside.
Final corner, but not quite able to get it. Look at the tire tap from Haley. Not quite there, though. Could come down to cuts, so pretty close. Eagland, Hubbard, Bull, Berg, and now Simos looks like he's in that final transfer spot. So we've got a big change there. No Prokop or Dupuis. Something must have happened as the Brazilian rider for SPR goes down to the whoop section. Ritzler and, Ritzler gets together with Dade Honeywell. Not good for Honeywell there, as here comes 175, I believe. That's Tyler Schmidt as well. Either way, Simos goes through. Ritzler down on the back of Schmidt. Dupuis out. Seidhoff out. Tiberino out. Zoe Cross also out. No main event for Prokop or Matthias Janis, Chase Dussel, or Reed Young.
It's not past judgment on the main event yet.
True story. They have an LCQ. Let's see, cuts.
This might be Zach's time to shine in the LCQ. Gets another good start. It's like he can only hold. So hopefully the shorter race will work out for him.
Yep, and it's going to be some serious bar banging in these last chance qualifiers coming up here in a moment. Want to give a shout out real quick, by the way, Moto Agogo, who is a partnered streamer on StartYourSystems.com and a good friend of ours, also on the SYS race team. He has a new apparel line out, and I just told him I'd give him a little bit of a shout out tonight. If you guys want to head over to nckdecals.com /product category clothes, you guys can check out a whole line of clothing there for Moto Agogo. Buy some shirts yourself. Support the man, the myth, the legend with the beard that you could live in. All right, those LCQs coming right up. I think we're going to have a tiny bit of a break for a second here, though, while they build those scripts. So I'm going to go ahead and start burning some laps. Got to get my practice in now, Mark. Got to try to qualify for that AM main event again.
Oh, yeah, I better start practicing as well. You're going to hear me computer here in a second. I gotta go try that quad in the first rhythm lane. That's all I'm gonna do. Didn't see that line coming at all.
Didn't see it happening where they would go like 2 over the single, triple, quad, triple, I guess.
Oh, a little fast there, okay. Guys gotta go slower.
Whoops.
Another very beautiful track put out by the Race Factory Gaming crew. You always know they're gonna bring their A game when it comes to putting out their tracks. Thank everyone involved with that.
Damn it. Keep crashing.
That's why we're Spodes racing M.
Spodercross. MX Simulator Spodercross.
Amateur Spode Cross, yep.
Damn it.
It's still fun though, isn't it? You don't gotta be good at the game to enjoy playing it.
Hey now,
Wait.
Ian Thompson. I did not meet or miss the meetup of the century with Scooty. I messaged him during the day at Anaheim, and he didn't get back to me until practically the night show was about to start. I was totally set to meet up with him in Thailand, man. I wanted to, but yeah, I guess they're a little bit busy. No biggie though. I'm sure we'll meet up at some point.
Oh, here we go. We're getting some LCQ action coming our way. 250 LCQ. Race of the night every night. Is this in fact what we have going on?
I believe it should be the 250 LCQ.
Right.
And yes,
My
Sean
big
Klein
fans.
is also correct. The meetup of the century was at Redbud. There was a ton of sim dudes there.
And I wasn't even invited.
Come on, Mark. What are you doing?
I didn't get no thing about no sim meetup. I'm still sour. All right, a lot of Salius. Salius? Yeah, whatever. Kamar Glover, Devin Davis. Ooh, after a strong ride in the heat race, finds himself in the LCQ this weekend. Jordan Foster, Daniel Batchlett, Chase Donovan, Jake Rose, Holden Coat, James Ohashi. Oh, he's in chat earlier. Hi, James. Good luck, buddy. Fernando Andrade, Reno Brennan, Ethan Parks, SYS/FAMX, MMMX, I don't know. Quentin McDaniel, Jack Gatlin, James Schuler, Braden Carter, Dalton Plessinger, Austin Bear, Skylar Kramer, and Jeremy Squiabro make up your 250 LCQ tonight.
Also, by the way, those asking in chat why we went back to Twitch, I'm also trying to make it partnered on Twitch, which actually we're on a pretty good path to do so this month right now, so that would be really cool. But I've been wanting to get back into like kind of more regular streaming, but I always just hate uploading some really garbage streams sometimes that I have to YouTube, and they're always on YouTube if I was streaming on YouTube. So this way it allows me to stream on Twitch, and the good stuff can go on YouTube, and the bad stuff can just stay here where it'll die happily.
Also, Twitch is the best. Glad to have you back.
Thanks, buddy. How you doing, Moto?
Thought I'd stop by for a second during LCQs. Hope you don't mind. I'm just going to hang out with you guys.
Absolutely not. Glad to have you in the booth. How you doing tonight?
Going well. How about you?
Fan-diddly-tastic. These LCQs are so amazing every week. We always have carnage, and hopefully we're going to have some serious carnage in this one, as there's some really big names trying to make it through into the top 4 transfer spots going to the main event tonight. Oh boy,
I could not
am
agree. Yeah,
so
very
excited.
stacked LCQs for sure tonight.
All right. Well, Schiabro's probably the marquee name out of this one. Podium last week, and maybe, just maybe, not going to the main this week. There are a lot of low double digits, and some of them will be going home unhappy. It's the 250 LCQ live here on SYS TV. Not a good start for Squiddy. Pretty good start out of the middle, Quentin McDaniel, but it's going to be Alana Solis from Lithuania down the inside. He's going to take that whole shot for Rockstar Energy. Husqvarna Factory Racing, Quentin McDaniel, Dalton Plessinger, all right up here at the sharp end of the field. But it's Solis with the early lead. Everybody's settling in behind him.
I was about to say, not really a lot of commotion going on at the very beginning, but right there at the stripper pole looks like a lot of carnage.
Definitely want to watch out for those poles on the inside line. Is Dalton Plessinger, Aaron's brother, trying to go for the lead here early on Alana Solis. He's bringing with him Holden Coate. Quentin McDaniel still there lurking in the background. Those are your top 4 early. And it is a mad dash here, 4 minutes plus a lap. These guys have so little time to make effective passes and get their way towards the front. Holden Coate looking to make a move down the inside of Dalton Plessinger. Not quite able to get it done just yet. McDaniel still holds down 4th. Austin Bear, Chase Donovan, Ethan Parks. Oh, and a pile up after the whoops. Here is Schiabro.
Schiabro makes her through. A lot of work to do, but I'd say he's in with a chance early.
Yeah, that's all.
Oh, and right ahead of him, Ethan Parks making a mistake into the triple.
Oh, that's a tough spot to get stuck in.
Oh,
He
and
gets hit
then
from
getting
behind.
nailed.
That was
Clearly, that guy didn't see him there. He was only there 3 seconds.
And Jordan Foster, once re-entering the track, goes down. So that is not going to help his case to trying to get to the main event tonight.
Devin Davis stuck back here, back in the pack. The chances that he's going to make the main again, not looking good.
Oh, yeah, Coates sitting down on the table, dropping back to 6th.
Yeah, Moto, you installed my Nightbot, man. You got to get that thing to cool off. It just bans everybody.
Yeah, I'll work on it tonight.
I don't know how to fix it.
Well, it's set in the way that nobody can drop links in certain things, but it just gets aggressive, yeah.
It is aggressive.
I'll tell you,
I
man,
like
it's
it.
kicking people right out of here.
Schiabro already up to 5th. Gonna come down to a race between him and Austin Bear. I mean, we still got plenty of racing left here, but for the moment.
Yeah, Bear right up in the mix here. Schiabro definitely in it with a chance. That is the truest form of the word right there, Mark.
Once again, I'm right. I know.
Well, JLV has claimed fat is right, so, you know.
Very true.
JLV is the all-knowing.
Oh, Schiabro able to close up as Austin Bear falters a little bit in that rhythm section.
Yeah, Bear's got to be feeling the pressure here. Schiabro has been to several main events before. Austin Bear's only been to a few.
With a name like Austin Bear, though, I think he's up to the challenge.
Definitely trying to roar his way to the main event tonight.
Schiabro looking pretty solid right behind him, though, keeping right up on this bubble.
It's too bad he's not riding a KTM out there. Because then you could say he looked like a grizzly humping a basketball.
Look at
And there's the pass, by
Schiabro.
the way. Schiabro, yep.
Down the inside, makes a pass on Bear into the whoops. And they're going to have 2 laps to go this time by. Does Bear have an answer?
Well, he's definitely going to have an answer here, I'm thinking. Dive to the inside? No, he's going to stay behind him.
Yeah, clean racing, though. No need to push it yet. There's still time. And he's goes down into the blocks.
Oh, man.
Should have cleaned him out on the face of that triples.
Shoulda, woulda, coulda.
Austin Bear goes down. Allows Holden Coate, Quentin McDaniel through. So those guys are going to try to squeak up to Mr. Squiddy McDids, Jeremy Schiabro. They can't battle with themselves first, so they're really trying to finish off this 5th place position before they move forward.
Yeah, the battle for 5th, as you said, is where it's at right now, which is kind of interesting.
Sure, they'd like to work together. They can see Schiabro right there ahead of them at the end of the straightaway. White flag is waving this time by. Schiabro's trying to hold on. He's got Dalton Plessinger right ahead of him. Chase Donovan's trying to qualify for his first main event of the year. And Alana Solis up early right now in Lithuania. Probably about...
Commentator curse, by the way. Don't mean to cut you off. Donovan out front, or in second, making a huge mistake in the rhythm, having Plessinger get right on him, as well as Squidborough right on the back of him.
This is really closing up, but meanwhile, Solis leading this thing. I think it's about 5 a.m. local time right now in Lithuania.
Oh, mistake
I
by
can hardly get up
Plessinger.
to go
Scalabro.
Yep, Scalabro, goodbye.
Plessinger now holds down that coveted 4th position as Holden Coat charges his way. Not looking good for Plessinger here.
No,
Coat
but
got the speed advantage. If he can hold it together, he jumps in way long. Still
oh man, this is going to come down to the whoops. How wide open will Coat hold it as Alanis Salas brings us down?
He's got the
going to
inside.
take the win.
Here we go, Hampshire all over again, maybe? Nope.
Coat is
not even
not
close.
going to get there. He's going to try to send it into the finish line, but it's Dalton Plessinger going to the main event here tonight. Look at all these guys within a couple seconds of each other, 2nd to 5th. Really close racing. Braden Carter, he's going to end up in 6th. Ethan Parks, not going to the main tonight as well as Skylar Kramer, Quentin McDaniel, Fernando Andrade doing a super sick front flip. Austin Bear had it all, and who knew he was just out there warming his arm up to throw that one away as Jake the Real Snake rose. Also going down, James Ohashi. James Ohashi getting the quad. Oh, into the Davalos bales. Fortunately, those Davalos bales are there. Otherwise, he could have been saved by the luscious Steve Mathis memorial nets behind the berm.
Getting back to this 450 heat racing action. Before we get to the 450 LCQ, the 450 heat race consistency numbers have finally come into the booth here. Heat race number 1, actually, Jeremy Konauer was the most consistent rider at a .590 standard deviation. Alex Heckman at a .774 rating. Adam Holm, also notable underneath the 1 second mark of .884. However, heat race number 2, like we noted very early on the night, the consistency of Jeremy Smith paying off. 0.5 flat on the standard deviation. Very consistent ride for Smith in that heat race. Not a lot of pressure, granted, he got out in front early, but still, not an easy thing to do.
Not at all, and the fact that he has moved on to the main event is really going to help his case perhaps in a championship run if that's what he's hoping for this year.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely doesn't want to miss the 2nd round of the series after plopping up onto the podium at the first one. Good to see AP's bro, Dalton, making it out of this one.
Is this his first main event?
Yep.
It very well could be.
Well, congratulations, sir.
Also, it's good to see 200 of you plus out there watching the stream tonight. Thank you guys so much for showing up on the stream. Really do appreciate it.
Absolutely. Moto Agogo is the king of thanking his viewers. And if you want to watch him, twitch.tv/Moto Agogo. He's the
Appreciate
man.
that.
If you want to watch some good Twitch streams, none of this mediocre crap that you're
Oh,
watching.
you mean you mean raid streams? Yeah, definitely. That'll probably happen.
Hey, it's worked for plenty of streamers to have raid streams.
Me qualifying for A1 was not a good stream.
Oh, I think I was in that server.
I think you were, yeah.
Text, yeah.
I and then my controller died, and yeah, I think things were thrown. It was okay.
Did the controller die, or did the controller get put to bed?
Both. Let's go with
Yeah,
that.
okay.
I'm still picking it out of the drywall. I think we're good. We're good.
450 LCQ lineup check time. I don't think we're going to read these guys off in time, so we'll do it live.
We'll do it live.
Dude,
What I mean is on the actual race start, we'll do it. I'll run through them for you. Zach Dupuis, good start here. Able to sneak around the inside on the warm-up lap. Or we shouldn't be saying that. Josh Williams with that world-famous number out there. Leading this show. Who we got all in this? Zach Prokop looked good in the heat race. I'd say he's going to be a favorite in this race. But what the heck do I know? Geez, Janice did Honeywell, lots of speed and spare, but maybe not riding at his best. Peter Lake, the locomotive, maybe not his style of race. A little short, It's hard to get a train running that quick.
Choo choo.
Gunnar Fugler, a name from the past, been around a while. Was he controversial in the past?
Bugler?
Yeah.
No, definitely
No.
not. He was never
Okay.
controversial.
Sarcastic.
I can't tell if
I
you're
don't remember these
sarcastic or
people.
not.
Yeah. So across. Oh, streaming right now as well.
I remember
Race Carlin. Oh, Race Carlin in here. That's the shocker. I knew there was someone big in here.
Gunnar Fugler. I remember I was racing a national in
Lineup
2012.
check, pal. We got to get her done. Tyler Schmidt, Garrett Alver, Zach Dupuis, SYS FamMX, Reed Young, holy crap, we're going crap. Bobby DeSille, Gunnar Fugler, Benny Landry, Jared Seidhoff, Charles Gable, Logan Leitzel, Race Carlin, Dade Honey, Peter Leak, Matthias Janis, Daniel Mills, Zoe Cross, Zach Prokop, Ash Deering, Josh Williams, Dominic Tiberino, Dylan Copeland, and Sabrina Ritzler. Got her in time.
It's the 450 LCQ underway here. Oh, and a big contact down the start straight. It was Copeland and Dupuis locking bars. Meanwhile, it's Matthias Janis into the turn first and out of the turn first. Tyler Schmidt right behind him. 61 also in the mix right there. Of Chase DeSelle, Benny Landry, Daniel Mills. Ooh, big mistake. Tyler Schmidt off the track. He's going to cough up a couple spots. Oh!
Yeah, Matthias looking strong out front right now.
Zoe Cross goes down.
Oh.
Prokop, Honeywell, Oliver getting Josh Williams up his backside. There goes Reed Young off the side of the track. Look at all kinds of guys getting mixed up here.
Lycan Mills. Oh, we're drag racing for a second.
Race Carlin settling into 9th position early on. See if he can work his way through the pack.
Couple guys casing those rhythm sections, and look at the absolute stack up in this corner here between Daniel Mills, Benny Landry, and Peter Like. Like does not get the triple into the corner, and we have got an old-fashioned stack up in the corner. Oh, and everybody's coming in now. Oh,
it's game of tag, boys. Here it is.
It's just stacking up into the corner. Everybody's going down. And Schmidt
Race Carlin got through there smelling like roses. He made up 4 positions in that exchange.
All I can say is Ritzler has to be happy with what all happened in that corner. She just made up so many spots in one spot.
So where are we at right now? It is Janis, DeSelle, Landry, Prokop. But as you mentioned, Mark, Race Carlin, definitely the biggest beneficiary of all that. Although he's
working his way through this very large whoop section down the first rhythm line.
Whole rhythm section was a whoop section. And MX Simulator's first lady, Sabrina Ritzler, giving chase, former main event winner in the 450 class. She is no slouch out here, ladies and gentlefish. As we had to ride her down, that was Zach Prokop. That's going to hand Carlin the transfer, but it's still Ritzler and 1,000 other people right behind her.
Yeah, I was going to say, Sea of Riders is never ending behind her.
Ritzler is absolutely ruthless if she's able to catch him as well.
Agreed.
She will clean him out. No hesitation, no questions asked. Won't even apologize.
Oh, and Carlin needs back up in the berm, and Ritzler's the beneficiary. Everybody's down, but Ritzler.
Oh, wow.
Oh, my goodness. Ritzler squeaks on through, and she is up into the 4 ride now as Carlin, who is in the top 10. Oh, and he's going to go. Oh, my goodness. How did Carlin. That's the second lap in a row Carlin didn't get just absolutely destroyed in that corner as everybody was stacking up.
This is costly, though. He lost a lot of time on that little spin out in the berm there.
So it's Ritzler on the bubble. You have Deering right behind now.
Oh my goodness, there are so many people.
Reed Young in this as well.
What a top 4 of the guys that are in this race right now. Janis, DeSelle, Landry, Ritzler, guys and gals, I should say, are. This is your top 4 right now, and there are some heavy hitters out looking in.
Definitely, the 4 riders up front having a great ride right now.
Yeah, Matthias Janis still holding on to this lead so far. Second DeSelle, third Landry, and of course Ritzler holding on to that final spot.
Taking a look at Ash Deering, who is the closest potential challenger, but he is going down now, so Ritzler's got a large gap. Reed Young next through. He's making a big mistake.
He's going to collect Carlin.
Yeah, Carlin quadding through the rhythm, had nowhere to go as Reed Young squidded out and turned left. So look at this just absolute freight train of guys all mixed in here that are potentially and probably now not going to the main event.
I'll put Logan Leitzel into the 5th position, hoping for a large mistake out of the riders at this point.
Big gap, almost the whole first little straightaway here to Ritzler out front. Leitzel's sitting down all the way.
And Lights also facing as he slides out in that corner.
Reed Young trying to get up into the mix. Reed Young, top 10 in 450 points last year in the 2018 Supercross Series. Missed the main at the opener. He definitely wants a turnaround week this week.
Leitzel not able to make much progress on his own here without any help from Ritzler. Gap kind of staying the same as they circulate.
Yeah, big gap up to Ritzler right now. It's definitely going to take a fall-off crash as the white flag is waving here in Glendale. Lots of guys not going to the main event right now that seriously would love to be in this one. Lights getting a kick on the triple. Looks like Ritzler is just taking it nice and smooth, putting in the motos out here.
Yeah, 6.7 gap is plenty for Ritzler right now. I mean, small mistakes will be okay, but one leg's off, it's over.
Oh, she's a little long on that triple.
Yeah, I was just thinking that too, right as I said it. Almost commentator's curse.
Meanwhile, up front, Matthias Janis is going to bring it down. He's going to the main event tonight. Who is going with him to settle down in the long rhythm? Benny Landry's creeping up, and we're going to keep an eye here on Ritzler. Big gap to Leitzel, so she really just has to make it through this whoop section clean. And it looks like she is going to do so. Triple into the corner, smooth, gets it. And Sabrina Ritzler is going to the main event here tonight in her hometown race.
Almost OTB into the finish, by the way. Oh, that was sketchy.
Her hometown race of Glendale, Arizona. Sabrina Ritzler goes to the main. Dominic Tiberino, Leitzel, Young, Oliver, Deering, Cross, Gable, Schmidt, Carlin, Williams, Copeland, Dupuis, Mills, Honeywell, Prokop, Seidhoff, all not going through. There is a load of former series champions not going to the main event tonight.
Real shocker. Race Carlin not able to make the main. I see he's already left the server. Not a good sign.
Yeah, probably a little bit disappointed in that performance. As well, he should be.
Well, yeah, I mean, I guess he was right where he needed to be, and he made that mistake with the freight train of riders behind him and got stuck up high in that berm. Nothing he could do from then on out.
Yeah, shout out to Scooty Puff Jr. It looks like he's got his chat rating ours right now. Got a Scooty raid going on in chat.
Always a good guy. Glad to see him stop by as well.
Yeah.
And also, thank you guys for having me for the LCQ. If you guys want to stick around for the main, I will. But otherwise, I can bounce either way.
Whatever you want to do, Moto.
By the way that sounds, I'm going to bail out. You guys have a good main event. And thanks for having me for the LCQs. Appreciate it, guys.
Of course. Moto Agogo joining us here. Twitch.tv/Moto Agogo if you guys want to check them out, as well as those t-shirts that we mentioned earlier. nckdecals.com/categories. And you'll find clothes. Moto Gogo's got a shirt there.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it, guys. Have a good one.
Adios.
All right. It is time, ladies and gentlemen, for the main events at Glendale, Arizona, round 2 of the 2019 MotoOption Supercross Series here in MX Simulator. Mark, it doesn't get much better than this.
It does not. I mean, like a Las Vegas points chase coming down to the end, maybe. But I'm pretty excited for these main events. I like to get a little more, information on the riders that are going to rise to the top this season. See who is able to back up their performance from A1, and see if we have any more contenders make their way out of the pack.
Definitely a lot of interesting things to focus in on in this race here tonight. This 250 class coming up next. They're going to build those scripts, and we're going to have a gate drop coming up in just a moment here live on Start Your Systems TV. So thankful for all of you guys who have joined us here this evening. 228 live viewers is the count we're looking at right now. That's fantastic for a second round. Usually it drops off significantly after the first round, if we're being honest. So good to see everybody showing up here tonight. Glad we could entertain you here on this lovely Wednesday evening.
M. Frosty lavishing us with the bits right now.
Yeah, M. Frosty, thank you so much for donating those bits. I love it. All right, they are still working on building those scripts. Looks like they forgot the LCQ, so they're going to rebuild those. Meanwhile, I'm going to keep getting in my practice, Mark.
All right, I'm going to get something to drink. I'm thirsty.
All right, Mark's going to go get a little bit of a run here for some drinks. I'm going to keep running some laps on that amateur class grind now. Man, my Nightbot is just crushing people in chat right now. Everybody's trying to chat, and putting caps or a swear word is just getting ruined right now. Throw some stees. Yeet! Alright, let's try to get... Damn it, let's try to get the quad. So many ruts in that corner. Huh. It's weird that it's keeping you guys from sharing emoticons because I'm seeing emotes being published. I don't think that the Nightbot would prevent emotes. Anyway, I'm going to try to get this Nightbot thing fixed up for next week. Yeah, you're darn tootin', Excavate. What in the knick-knack paddywhack is going on here? Holy cannolis, we got a lot of people hanging out in chat. Definitely a Scooty raid indeed. Awesome to see everybody joining us here, and I think you guys all joined at a really good time. So we're about to have our 250 main event here at Glendale kick off round number 2 of the series for that West Division Championship. Craig Richards trying to carry that momentum from the opener in which he won into this week. Maybe, just maybe, he goes 2 for 2. Or will somebody else step up to the plate and take that win away from him and maybe take the points lead away from him, as we are still pretty early in the season here.
I agree. A lot to play for here tonight. A lot of riders looking to establish themselves, back up their performances at A1. I'm sure just as many riders looking to showcase what they can do, get out front and show these boys how to lead a race.
Yeah,
we got a one to watch for this, K-Dog?
Well, let's take a look. We got our Versus PC. One to watch, versuspc.com is where you want to go, and I did not get a chance to even look. So the last person I was looking at was Seth Garrett. So we're going to take a look at Seth Garrett tonight as our Versus PC one to watch, the VlastMX.com rider. I think this is the main event, though, right? Yep, 250 main event time. Let's see. Who are we watching? Maybe Klein. He was your heat race winner down the inside. He's right next to your points leader, Craig Richards, on that 31. It is time to go racing the second round of the 250 West Series live here at Glendale, and the gate is down. Big time start for Massart on the 223. Looks like he's going to get it to the corner first. Does he keep the inside and get the whole shot? Yes, he does. 223, Andrew Massart on the SPR machine gets the whole shot award as he has got Craig Leak right there in tow. Sean Klein's going to jump through in a second. And that is good opportunity for your 2 heat race winners to go out here and start 1 and 2.
Great start. Massart proven to be a solid starter. Pulling 2 whole shots tonight. Sean Klein able to make it through that first rhythm lane much cleaner than last time. Looks like Kellen's got some drama going on in the background.
I was just fixing a little thing there real quick, but we're good. All right, so Massart leads here. Klein giving tow here in second. Again, we talked earlier tonight about the consistency factor. These two guys were your heat race winners, and they definitely look to have that down. They were running consistent lap times, putting it all together here tonight. And Massart's going to lead. Klein, your fastest qualifier. Craig Leak, Alana Solis right out of the LCQs up here.
Jordan Moxie, Jeff Cooper, Squiabro out of the LCQ as well, 7th.
Yeah, we've got a good mix of
Seth
some
Garrett
of the...
versus PC, one to watch.
Indeed.
Early on.
Good to see Seth Garrett running up here at the front end of the field, the number 808 machine. You know, some would suggest that that looks like the word Bob.
Ooh. Is this the guy with the forum name? Not your uncle, Bob's not your uncle or something like that? He's like, I don't use that nickname anymore. Can I change it?
No, I forget Seth Garrett's forum name, but it's he posts on the forums quite a bit, so he's around. But right behind him, though, your points leader, Craig Leak.
You mean Richards?
Yeah, Richards. I'm all messed up. Craig Leak, your fastest qualifier, meanwhile, is running third. Richards, your points leader, battling it out here with our versus PC one to watch. Seth Garrett. And
Rider.
Go ahead.
You go ahead. The down rider they passed there at the end of the whoops was Jordan Moxie.
Ooh, Moxie hitting the deck early, not good. The rider out of Great Britain is Richard swings wide. He's going to get the 3 in as Garrett hits the deck. So on the move is your points leader, Craig Richards. He's going to try to run down Schiabro. We got Cooper, Solis. Massart has lost the lead, which means Klein battling it out with his former teammate, Craig Leak, for your race lead here in Glendale.
Good stuff out of these guys. See if this old team rivalry flares up at all. Maybe get a sneaky dirty pass out of one of these guys. Both of them looking very solid early on in the race here.
Look at the drive from Leak down the whoops. He's going to the inside. Oh, and he puts it into Klein. How did Klein stay on 2 wheels as Leak takes the race lead here at Glendale? Unbelievable pass for the lead.
Oh, those Davalos bales saved him.
Oh my. Sean Klein has got to be thanking whatever hack he has installed right now because it worked. Oh, but it's not going to work there. Oh, he pirouettes and he's almost off the bike. Now he's off the bike for sure as Massart lands on him from second. And a huge race lead is given to Craig Leak.
Alana Salius works his way into second.
Jeff Cooper also down in the rhythm. That's going to allow Richards, Schiabro all up into the mix here. The 134 of Hughes, Jonathan Hughes in here. Look at this 4-rider pack.
Klein can get his rhythm back here. I know it appeared that he got a little bit shaken up by that save that he made as Leak stuck it up the inside of him.
Ooh, Schiabro gets stood up in the corner. Doing a little back-end entry. He's flat tracking out here. Richards trying to keep the pressure there on Schiabro while still holding off Hughes from behind. This train of riders entering the whoops here.
Great little battle here for fourth. Someone's up the inside of someone else there. Klein hit the triple from the inside.
No.
Got up the inside of Jonathan Hughes. Not going to pay off in the end.
Look at Hughes putting the pressure on Leak, trying to go to the outside. Or, I mean, I keep saying Leak, it's Richards.
The cross at the end of the rhythm lane. Klein makes a mistake in the berm and will lose touch with the pack finally. And then there were 3.
Yeah, looks like Dalton Plessinger up here got around Klein in that mishap from Klein. And Richards is still just putting the pressure on Schiabro, and Schiabro straight out of the last chance qualifier. holding strong here in that 4 ride.
Our LCQ riders are all doing great. Alana Selly second, Squiabro fourth, and Dalton Plessinger sitting back in 7th right now.
Yeah, maybe a little bit of a benefit to get some extra race time and feel what the track is like and how it develops.
Definitely not hurting these guys right now, is it?
Especially as you and I both spoke about earlier in the night, that long start straight, it really didn't matter where your gate pick was. As long as you got a good jump out of the gate, you could get a good start.
Definitely, yeah. You just got to be smart and mind your own business. Get through that first rhythm lane clean. These guys now starting to get this first rhythm lane down more consistently. We saw a lot of mistakes in the heat race as they went through there, but these guys getting it down pretty smooth every lap now. Richards all over the back of Schiabro.
Yeah, it keeps kind of yo-yoing. We saw Richards under attack a little bit from Hughes, and now, as you say, he's right here on Schiabro. Oh, Schiabro into those Davalos bales. Over Ride365.com. Davalos bales. So now Plessinger right there behind with Sean Klein. Early race leader also
triple
there.
over him into the rhythm lane.
But we saw Schiabro could get the triple back into the corner and make the pass. He's into Plessinger. And it's going to be Klein, the beneficiary. He's going to get a twofer.
I'm sure Klein's happy about that.
Yeah, I would say that Plessinger is not happy about that. Schiabro had the opportunity, tried to make a clean pass, instead bounced and went right into Plessinger.
So interesting, Klein, one of the few riders on that first triple after the finish line.
So let's take a look at where we are now at about the halfway point. This is going to be your top 10 rundown, brought to you by the guys at Ride365.com. Craig Leake, BPC, leads here at the halfway point. Alana Solis, Rockstar Energy, Husqvarna Factory Racing sits in second. Andrew Massart, earlier heat race winner, number 223 on the SPR machine, is in third. Jonathan Hughes out of Architect right here on the 134. He's in fourth. Sean Klein just made the pass on Craig Richards. Evergood machine up to fifth. Richards on the Tiger Designs machine back to sixth. Schiabro Mad Cape seventh. Blakely BPC eighth. Plessinger ADD GFX is in ninth. And Jordan Moxie Architect is in 10th. Top 10 rundown, Ride365.com. And look at this train in the whoops. Klein, Richards, Schiabro, all mixed together here. Ooh, a little short on the triple for Klein. Not going to get the 3 into the rhythm. That might allow Richards to tighten it up a bit. He's going for a different option in the rhythm. Actually, Klein did the same thing ahead of him.
Yeah, this is what they've all settled into for the main event.
Oh!
Klein jumping to the inside.
And Solis getting back on the track. Richards puts him down with the Aussie lag.
That Aussie and Latvia leg just do not mix well today.
No, definitely not. So Alana Solis falls from the 2 ride. He is back now in this humongous battle. Meanwhile, Blakely looking down the inside. Can't quite get it done just yet on Schiabro. Let's see if he tries to switch it up into this corner. Everybody funneling into that outside and tripling in. Plessinger a little long on the mid-triple, causes Solis to check up. Solis goes for the triple to the inside. He's over the bars, and a huge stack up as Jordan Moxie gets into the side of Plessinger, puts him down. And the continuation of a battle here between Schiabro and Blakely as they whip across from each other. Wow, where did Blakely come from, man? He is charging his way forward here.
I don't have a clue. Definitely having a good ride. Working his way up from apparently a miserable start because we haven't seen up until now. And really, these guys are not too far away from Andrew Massart in the second position.
Definitely still pretty close up here as Richards made some mistake before the triple. He's not going to get it. That's going to allow Blakely through.
And Schiabro. Oh, maybe not. I'm an idiot.
Schiabro's definitely close here, though. So Richards settles back in. Man, the points are going to be all kinds of scrambled after this one because Leak was not close at the opener. Now he is dominating here at Glendale. Massart has Sean Klein at base still. Blakely, Richards, Schiabro. Look at Schiabro trying to develop a new line, put some pressure onto Craig Richards. Richards a mistake. Schiabro getting a little bit closer. Pretty settled down here in the battle. Moxie, ever so slightly lurking in the background.
Everyone's really spread out for the most part. Some battles way back in the pack. Checking on the versus PC one to watch in position 16. Actually, just getting up from a fall. Going to drop himself back to 18th position. Seth Garrett for last MX. And we'll ride around 2 down riders to get back to 16th.
Just saw a battle kind of developing again between Schiabro and Richards. They have just been...
Oh, P2.
Yeah. Oh, P2?
Yep.
Klein
Sean
and
Klein.
Massart. Yeah.
Massart just made a mistake through the first rhythm lane, allowed Klein to close up fully on him. Now he is currently riding him hard.
These guys are 11 seconds down on your race leader right now.
Good recovery from Klein. Had a rough couple laps there after that Davilos Bale save and then subsequent fall off in the first rhythm lane.
You can see a lot of lines developing before this rhythm lane now. These guys are really trying to feel their way through that corner before it. Into the whoops we go, and Klein getting a little bit more kicks than Massart. Massart looks nice in the whoops. But Klein smooth over the tire tap.
Now he dives to the inside here. Oh, Massart covers it. Is there a rut there? I just can't see.
I don't know. They're hooking up
Klein
pretty good
jumps
now.
underneath him.
Yeah,
Gets the position.
Massart actually jumped off the track, so that was a good opportunity for Klein to pounce, and he does so. Oh, but he's going to the pole.
Oh, the
saves
position.
it. Or is it? He's going to go around.
The position.
Cuts back underneath,
Where's
still
him
side
up?
by side. Look at these guys changing up their options, now funneling back into the same one. I think I saw in the background, Schiabro has actually made the move on Craig Richards. So not exactly the ideal follow-up week here for Richards, although he is still inside of the top 5 and could potentially leave with your points lead. Oh man, Klein putting all kinds of pressure here on Massart as this battle continues over the finish line. Probably looking at 2 to go.
1 lap ago. Both of these riders dived to the inside. Still no rut there, but they both. Not a lot of riders able to get that line done.
Klein made a small mistake. I think it's going to cost him. Yeah, is not going to get the triple mid-rhythm. He's going to have to come to almost a near stop. And Massart's going to get a bit of a gap. These guys actually gained on Craig Leak, your race leader. They're within about 6 seconds.
Leak almost certainly would have had to have a fall off to lose that much time. At least some sort of a tip over or pirouette type crash.
Yeah, definitely not just your regular slide out, because that was about a 6-second difference. But he's going to get the white flag this time by. Time has expired.
Massart looking slightly more comfortable for second position if he can just continue doing what he's doing. Sean Klein, is he going to look to send it or just be happy with the third after his pretty miserable performance last week?
Well, he's got to be careful because if he does decide to send it, he's in danger of losing quite a few
Scarborough
positions.
and Richards will definitely overtake him if he makes a large mistake here.
Richards is really trying to put the pressure
Actually,
back on
these two
Scarborough.
riders are coming in on in on these other two. This is going to tighten right up for a second. All four of these riders are going to be involved in it.
Scarborough into the
Scarborough.
pole.
Yeah.
You're
Sean
absolutely
Klein
right.
not going to let Andrew Massart ride easy on this final lap. Craig
Definitely
Richards also looks like he has little interest in letting these guys off easy.
This is going to be tight all the way to the finish, and this is absolutely the best ride I've ever seen out of Andrew Massart. And he's going to kick himself because he's so close to Craig Leake here, who's at the very tail end of the rhythm section.
Leake
There's
just
a race
floundering
victory.
on his last lap.
There's a victory sitting in front of them, and I think it's going to be Leake to take it as he comes down through the final corner. Round 2 at Glendale belongs to Craig Leake on the number 11 BPC machine. Massart survives the attack from Klein. Richards gets 4th. I think he will keep his points lead. Scarborough a solid top 5 out of the LCQ. He's got to be happy with that.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely an improvement over last week, isn't it?
Well, I mean, podium last week and then now top 5
Oh,
this
I'm
week.
sorry.
So.
I was thinking Sean Klein.
Well, yeah, Klein's got to be much more happier with the podium this week.
Scarborough, though, after a very rough heat race and squeaking her into the main event, this is good for him. Definitely a nice championship ride. Not able to gain anything on Craig Richards this week, though.
Devin Ryan not going to be thrilled about this ride after finishing up on the podium last week. Finishes in 13th. Hunter Porch.
Coming to the line, a great race for 17th between Fred Heather and the versus PC one to watch.
Oh!
Cleans him out in the final corner.
And
It's a pickup pass.
Garrett's going to get the spot.
He delivers. One last exciting moment for us.
Yeah, those points were very crucial.
Very, that 1 point.
We got to change the position. Dalton Plessinger gets around Jordan Moxey for 7th.
Good ride from him coming from the LCQ.
Yep, that's how it will stay right there. Actually, I got to do name demo, 250 main, Glendale. Got it.
Perfect.
Oh, man. What a 250 main event that was. Won by Craig Leake. Oh.
Great ride by Klein. He made that pretty bare. I mean, he tried to give us a slap, but I think he might have just been playing with us. He had that thing in control, under control right from the start.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it is time for the race we have all been waiting for here tonight. It is the 450 main event at Glendale coming up right about meow.
Lineup check. Jeremy Siebold. Maybe not. Okay. Brandenburg. Benny Landry. Adam Holm. Alexis Leclerc. Hopefully they start next to each other. That would be great. Jeremy Kohnauer. Tyler Lang. Bobby DeSalle. Phil Bowl. Matthias Janis. Jeremy Smith. Jacob Hubbard. Colton Mitchell. Colby Eagland. Eduardo Simoes. The one, the only, Spencer Turley. Jeremy Shipley. Jack Haley. Alex Heckman. Heat race winner and retiree. Probably not going to see him on the gate here. Sorry, guys. William St. Laurent, Walter Gebhard, and Sabrina Ritzler rounding out your main event lineup.
Stacked main event here in Glendale, and we're going to keep an eye, of course, on our points leaders, Jack Haley, defending champion, Alexis Leclerc, second last week, Jeremy Smith also in the mix. He had a fantastic heat race victory earlier tonight. This is going to be anybody's race. Mark, do you want to give us our versus PC one to watch?
You know who I'm going to pick.
Oh, I think I know who you're
It's going to be Heckman.
Top banter.
No, I do like Heckman. I feel like he's a pretty good rider. Just kind of gets inside his own a little bit, so it should be very interesting. See if he piles more pressure on himself after the heat race win, or if he is able to back it up.
Yeah, versus PC1 to watch. Alex Heckman, heat race winner, gate pick numeral uno in tonight's main event.
I told you he had the fast heat, bro.
Yeah. All right. Round number 2. Race Factory Gaming MotoOption Supercross in 2019. Live here at Glendale. Who is going to take this series back to Anaheim with a whole load of momentum and very well could have the points lead in their grasp? It is time for the second round of the series, and it's all live right here on Start Your Systems TV. Let's drop that gate. Oh, it's Haley. Haley with a good jump. I see Turley. Leclerc's down.
Goes down.
Leclerc's down.
With the whole shot. There it is, baby.
Oh, but it's going to be Cohenauer who nips him at the line, and Adam Holm on the 27's going to the race lead. I saw Leclerc down. I think Haley got pushed wide in turn 1, and it's the 27 of Adam Holm leading.
Followed closely by the 50 of Spencer Turley.
Turley second, Cohenauer. Jeremy Smith is up here. Haley did survive the first turn carnage. He's going by Smith around the outside, but it's 4 in the air at the same time. Haley again stood up wide on the outside of the corner, and he's going to go down. He's down, and loads of riders are going through, including championship defending champion Alexis Leclerc going through. Oh man, this is going to be an epic main event as Adam Holm is going to lead us through the whoops on lap number 1. Holm leads, Turley, Cohenauer, Smith, Gebhardt, DeSalle, Landry, Janis, Siebold, Eagland, Mitchell, Hubbard, and then Leclerc. Leclerc buried here early on in the 13th spot. Over the line at the end of lap number 1. He's going to get Gebhardt for 12th, I should say. And the march begins. Where will Leclerc end up in tonight's main event?
Hopefully not in front of Spencer Turley. Speaking of which, he said he was feeling it earlier tonight. Spencer Turley gets his RF main event win.
Could be. Talked extensively in his video how he felt he could get a top 5 if the road was better last week.
The road is very light this week. I wouldn't say it played any factor in the 250 race.
Look at Cohenauer putting the pressure on Turley here for second. Turley's got to be pooping his jorts a little bit. Hasn't been at this kind of
so
position
fast
before.
through the whoops, though.
Oh, Cohenauer!
Goes down.
Yard sale at the end of the whoops.
That's like Benny Landry as well. Allowing
Landry's-
Jeremy Smith into the
Landry is
position.
stacked on top of Cohenauer, and Cohenauer can't get going. He's just laying there, and he gets another fall off. Oh, that is super costly for Cohenauer, and there's tons of riders stacked up in this corner before the finish line. Look at
Oh
there's
my
about
God, he's all the way back to 18th.
8 guys in the air over the finish line together. Our versus PC1 to watch. Alex Heckman is back here.
Not the
See
start he was hoping for.
our points leader Jack Haley, 17th. Boy, oh boy, what a main event we have.
Change at the front of the pack. Spencer Turley to the.
Mark is so excited his mic cuts out as Turley takes over the race lead. We have
He's
lost Adam
feeling
Holm.
it, boys.
It's Turley from Smith and Siebold at the front of a Race Factory Gaming Pro main event. And the hype train is alive right now, ladies and gentlemen. Smith and Siebold battling out. Oh,
Turley's
Turley!
down!
No, he's not down. He's still up.
He's sitting on. What a save!
He's still alive. He's going to fall back to 3rd. But it's going to be Smith to the race lead here. What is happening? Leclerc is up to 6th already.
What an early race charge. Wow, I'm sorry. I just been Turley. I haven't done anything else.
Man, and
Already
Turley,
up to 5th.
Turley, despite leading most of that lap, is not even going to be credited with a lap led, unfortunately.
He'll get one later in the race. Don't you worry.
Oh boy. Still in 3rd. Could happen. Leclerc.
Adam Holm up the inside, and he cleans out Leclerc.
Adam Holm puts Leclerc on the deck, so the rivalry continues between these two. Now Leclerc is really mixed up here again. He has got a lot of people. Oh boy. Matthias Janis down his insides, gonna hold him high. St. Laurent right there behind him. No sign of Jack Haley right now. Haley buried still. And Leclerc just trying to make some passes. Ryder's going down in front of him, and Leclerc
Get some down there.
Leclerc able to jump over him, but he's going to lose a spot to St. Laurent, who slides down the inside.
Spencer Turley having more trouble on the whoops as he goes down again.
Yeah,
he'll find himself back here with the battle between Laurent.
Leclerc going to go through on Turley. Laurent also made the passes you had mentioned. So that puts Holm now 5th. Laurent 6th. Turley back to 8th behind Leclerc, who's 7th. No sign of Mr. Jack Haley, who is in 17th. Leclerc goes for the quad, jumps off the track, jumps back on, almost hits St. Laurent. That could have been a potential suspension-worthy track re-entry. Talked about last year how Leclerc got Jesse Mullins suspended for a round for a track re-entry. Look at this. Oh my goodness, Laurent just absolutely throws sauce on the Leclerc. He's going to need some napkins, man.
That's what I'm talking about.
Leclerc
looking up this inside. He's been working this line for a couple laps now.
Oh, Laurent trying to shut the door.
It's this last triple where it pays
Oh,
off.
Leclerc! They're together. Leclerc stays up somehow. That was never going to work for Laurent.
Yeah. We've seen it all night, but that might have been the first time that he's seen that.
Right. I think the only way that works for Laurent is to swing wide and then cut back underneath of him in the corner exit.
Yeah. Versus PC, one to watch. Working his way through the pack. Getting things going after a slow start. P11. Alex Heckman.
Yeah, Heckman in his first main event of the year, looking strong.
Rough start for him, but working his way through the pack nicely. I like this out of him.
Man, still no sign of Mr. Jack Haley. Not good yet. Turley amongst the battle with Hubbard and Jeremy Shipley. This is over the 7 spot right now.
See if Shipley, these guys file into the outside. That inside line, man, if you do it, and I don't feel like it's overly difficult, it does pay off. Ooh, Shipley staying low through the rhythm lane. Gonna pass Turley as he kind of bobs his way through the rhythm lane.
Yeah, Turley was making a few mistakes on that entry there. It looks like he came up short and then went long on the second one. So Shipley makes the pass. So St. Laurent's still right there. Let's go back and find Haley. Haley now running in the 14 ride. He's here behind Janis. Janis, our LCQ winner.
Down after the finish line in a very weird crash. He's outside of the triple yet.
Ooh, yeah, Leclerc just getting back on the track. In fact, he's going to be right in front of Jack Haley. This is a weird night of racing, ladies and gentlemen. Leclerc is down again. This is not good for Leclerc. He is going backwards in a hurry as he drops now back to 17th spot. Up front, Siebold to the lead. Smith still lurking behind him in second. So this is going to be a really good opportunity here for Jeremy Smith to potentially take the points lead. Him and Siebold, I think, would be separated by 1 point as they run.
These are two hot lap heroes out front. I mean, not that that's their only play. Both also very consistent riders, but these are guys that can absolutely lay it down.
Yeah, Siebold definitely fast. He was your fastest qualifier tonight.
Jeremy Smith also known for being able to throw down a heater when it comes time. It's like they both just set their fastest lap of the race last time around.
Meanwhile, behind them, Gebhardt. He's running in the 3 spot. Chase to Sell in 4th. Adam Holm in 5th. Just a slew of Hondas out front right now. Nobody wants to ride a different model these days. Be something cool and different.
I did notice there were a lot of Hondas, actual dynos, in the LCQ. Jacob Hubbard currently holding down the 6th position, entering the whoops. Jeremy Shipley trying to chase him down as he approaches the finish line. Spencer Turley holding strong in the 8th position. Good ride for him. Colby England 9th. 10th place, Jack Haley, finally starting to get a bit of a race together here for himself. Way up through the pack. I did notice we lost Adam Heckman out of this battle. Our one to watch.
Oh, Haley gets the 4-3 at the exit of the rhythm. Actually came up short on it, but he's right on Turley now. And Turley tucks it down, slides out. He's going backwards in the track. He's going to lose 4 positions right there. That's a tough break for Turley.
That is. I think I shed a tear.
So that's going to promote Haley into 9th. Shipley ahead of him. Hubbard, Holm.
Up to 8th. Eagland had a fall off as well.
Eagland off the track, so opens it up a little bit more. Ooh, actually kind of a battle for the lead starting to brew here. Seabolt falling slowly perhaps into the clutches of Jeremy Smith. Smith going for the big quad and
Smith
the
is getting
3
his
out.
quad down consistently. I've noticed the last few laps he's been doing it. It looks like that's could be making the difference for him here. Look for any other differences in their laps as they circulate. Funneling into the outside here, squaring up. Actually, these guys aren't even squaring up. They're kind of staying nice and wide here as they
Who's Seabolt?
triple.
Off the track. Seabolt is off the track. He's coming back in right there in front of Smith. And the battle for the lead is on in Glendale at the halfway point. These guys are.
Moint. I like Moint.
And Smith, another 108.1, 108.4 for Seabolt. These guys just running consistent laps out front. Little mistake for Smith, but didn't lose
Comes
much
the
time.
quad. See if Smith can get it this lap again.
Nope.
Nope.
A little long. But Seabolt mistake.
Seabolt cases the triple.
Smith jumps to the outside, and to the race lead he goes, the number 4 machine. Seabolt's going to try to regroup and maybe get a pass back if he can. Where can Seabolt make it happen? Maybe the long rhythm section, maybe follow him through the whoops and make a pass, or will he be content to stick behind him for a few laps? Follow his lines, figure out where he could make that pass happen.
Maybe he'll pick up on that quad. Whoa!
Ooh, riders down.
Seabolt splitting those lap riders.
Ambitious move out of Seabolt there.
Sometimes that's what you got to do. Play the cards you dealt.
Another lap over the finish line. Seabolt off the track again. Quick track re-entry, but losing some time. Smith just smooth and consistent as ever. This big rhythm section, though, always seems to do something different. Smith going for the quad. Gets it. Triples to the outside. Got a lapped rider in the mix here. That's the 51 machine.
Check up for Smith, but he looks like he's going to get in Seabolt way a little bit here. See if he checks up again.
Yep, that's Eduardo Simos.
Good job, Doo-Doo. Getting out of the way for absolutely person. Congratulations.
Seabolt now goes through. And I think as these guys are a little separated for the time being, we're going to go ahead and do our top 10 rundown. This is brought to you by the guys at Racetech Suspension. Racetech.com to get your stuff revalved or check out their new engine department and see if you can get a new motor rebuild for yourself. Meanwhile, it's Jeremy Smith up front, Prestige Worldwide number 4. Right behind him, Jeremy Seabolt on the MV Films number 19 is in second. Walter Gebhardt, number 13 for System Decal in third. Chase DeSalle, also from System Decal, holds down a strong fourth. Adam Holm, MV Films, early race leader, he's in fifth. Sixth for Shipley, Active Co. Seventh, Jack Haley, current points leader, red plate holder. 8th for Jacob Hubbard of SPR. Great ride for Hubbard here in 8th. 9th, Matthias Janis, MV Films number 24. And 10th, Aussie, oi, oi, oi. It's Phil Bull for Team Volcom on the number 22 machine. That has been a top 10 rundown brought to you by the guys at Racetech Suspension. Alexis Leclerc is in 11th for a quick update on him. And we'll go back to Alex Heckman, who is holding down 17th, our Versus PC one to watch, and heat race winner on the struggle bus out here tonight.
Back up front, Jeremy Smith made a slight mistake on the on-offs before the second Supercross triple, my bad, allowing Jeremy Seabolt back to the lead. But before that, Seabolt was able to pick up on the quad in the first rhythm lane that Smith was using to catch him.
So Smith gonna have to go back to the drawing board, perhaps pick a new line that he can do, perhaps bust out the quad in the rhythm before the finish,
or the quad in. Watching it. Oh, Smith gonna be short here. Holds on to her.
Actually, almost looks like he gained a tiny bit of time still. Ooh, Heckman
Pulling on the track. That's Heckman.
He got on pretty sideways.
Jumps right off the track, doesn't want to get involved in this.
It's Seabolt, it is Smith. And it's less than 5 minutes and a lap to go here in Glendale. This is anybody's race at this point. Oh, Seabolt! Oh, and he's off the bike!
Is he going to collect him?
No, Smith survives. Almost got landed on. Yeah, Heckman coming through. That was really close. And it's Jeremy Smith back to the race lead. Big mistake out of Seabolt. Looks like he went a touch long on the triple in and got a big kick. Almost saved it, though, for what it's worth. So Smith back to the lead. Holm now out into 3rd, so he's made some passes. Look at Jack Haley. Haley's up to 4th. What a ride for Jack Haley. Gebhardt is back to 5th. Shipley, Hubbard, Janis, DeSalle, and Leclerc battling it out with Colton Mitchell. Leclerc inside. Those are your two title rivals last year. Leclerc makes the pass on Mitchell, moves back up inside of the top 10. Boy, the points in this 450 class are going to be all kinds of upside down after tonight, though. Looks like Smith, as we run, will leave with the points lead. Haley will be a close second. Then it's going to be probably a large gap. I guess Seabolt would be right in the mix too, but then a large gap.
Whoa, what do we got going on back here? Oh, it's lappers.
Yeah, Gebhardt and Shipley mixed together here, though. Where is Gebhardt going to go? Is he looking inside? Nope. Tucks in behind Shipley. Now he's looking inside in this corner. Very interesting how both those lines have really kind of developed into plausible race lines.
Very much so, yeah. We'll see here. Oh, Gebhardt not able to pull it off smooth.
Gebhardt still putting the pressure on Shipley, but lost a little bit of touch with him thus far. Hubbard, really consistent right now inside of the top 10, looking to pick up his first top 10 of the season. Matthias Janis. Chase to sell. Colton Mitchell has worked his way back around Leclerc, so troubles for Leclerc. Phil Bull has also fallen outside of the top 10. Ooh, Mitchell stacked up in the corner. Leclerc going for the triple over him. Gets it. And Mitchell's offline now, but maybe, well, Leclerc's going to get the quad and pull back away. So Leclerc gets around him. Still Shipley and Gebhardt pretty close locked together. Haley ahead of them in 4th. Seabolt has fallen. Oh, I'm sorry, we've lost Adam Holm from 3rd, so he's back to 5th.
Oh my goodness, look at this.
That puts Haley up to 3rd.
From the depths of hell, he has risen.
No kidding. Seabolt, another small mistake in the first rhythm lane. Really starting to lose touch now with Jeremy Smith out front. Can't believe Jack Haley's made it up to the podium.
It was damn near half the race, and he was still in 18th. Great recovery here.
Yeah, and he looks comfortable late in the
Quads.
race.
Does the Big Daddy line through the first rhythm lane.
This was actually kind of Haley's deal last week, too, when he stalked, and then waited for an opportunity to pounce on Leclerc, and then it seemed like he got better as the race went on. It's a pretty good chance that he's got a really good setup working for these deeper lines that are developing later in the race.
True, there is a huge rut through that start straight berm. Or start corner berm, whatever. Whoa! Change up front!
Oh,
Jeremy Siebold back to the lead, 3 seconds over Jeremy Smith. That's a definitely huge mistake late in the race here for Smith. See if he can do anything to mount a charge.
that is going to flip the points lead again, as it will be Jack Haley holding onto the red plate as they run. Smith will be 1 point down, and Siebold would be 2 points down. So this is actually going to be really close if it stays as is. Smith wants to take the win if he can. He's got plenty of time behind him. It is going to be white flag next time by. He's got about an 18-second gap to Jack Haley. Does he pull the trigger on the quads this lap? Let's see. He's going to go wide. He's going to try to get the drive.
Siebold making a mistake. See if he gets clips.
Nope. He's going to have to wait for the last lap, but he's also still pretty close to Siebold here. You never know.
I don't see why you wouldn't if you had a chance. You know, if you get in there, spin it. You almost gotta. You got 20 seconds to lose. You ain't got one legs off. Ain't gonna end your night.
White flag out here in Glendale. Final lap of racing tonight. Oh, and Smith, a small mistake. Does he still get the Supercross triple? He's a bit short, and he's down. He's off the bike. That is going to be all she wrote tonight. I don't think he's going to get up and recover from that unless a bigger mistake out of your race leader. But now the question remains, does Smith hold on for second? Ooh, big mistake.
He's got 2 crashes in it.
So this is all Siebold's race to lose at this point. And after a 4th at the opener, he's going to be sitting really good in this championship. And last year, Siebold won the opener and led the points for the first couple rounds of the series. He's working his way right back into that position again this year. And with it, a perhaps authoritative victory here at Glendale. He's going to bring it down through the whoops one more time. And the second round of the MotoOption Supercross series here at Glendale, it's going to go to Jeremy Siebold. Number 19 takes the victory here tonight. The MV Films rider picks up another career victory in the 450 class. Jeremy Smith had it, lost it late, gets another second, 2 weeks in a row, second place for Smith. He will not leave with the points lead. That honor goes to Haley, who's going to leave 1 point up in the championship. Jeremy Shipley, after missing the main event last week, a nice turnaround ride, gets 4th. Adam Holm trying to beat Gebhardt to the line. Will do so in 5th. Gebhardt 6th. Jacob Hubbard a 7th here. Matthias Janitz looking for a solid 8th over Chase DeSalle. He will do so. Colton Mitchell ends up 10th. Alexis Leclerc not going to be happy with 11th, I would imagine. Ooh, Eagland and Turley.
Oh, come on, baby. Hold on to her, Turley.
Look at Eagland. He's cutting inside. Oh, and he takes him down. Eagland gets the spot. 12th.
About as gentle as Eagland could have been given the situation. That's going to cost Turley 2 more spots.
Wow, Landry gets around Turley as well.
1 more spot.
And cuts are in. Doesn't change up much from what we saw. It is still Siebold, your winner tonight here in Glendale. And he is out of here. He is over tonight's racing action. We'll take a look at Jeremy Smith here. The red plate's still going to be on Jack Haley heading into next week's first round of the Triple Crown at Anaheim. And
no kidding.
Yeah, that's going to be an interesting night of racing with the points as close as they are after 2 rounds.
Definitely.
Wow. What a great night of racing, Mark. Pretty much about as good as it gets for this championship. These 3 guys, Haley, Siebold, and Smith, now very close in points heading into our Triple Crown.
Yeah, this is going to be a night of exciting racing action you're not going to want to miss next week.
we'll look forward to seeing you all there. Of course, thanks to all of our sponsors here tonight. Of course, MotoOption, title sponsor of the MotoOption Supercross Series for the 8th year running. Race Tech Suspension versus PC, Ride365.com, MXS Lobby. All of us here at Start Your Systems as well. Myself, Mark Zeidler. Can't thank you guys enough for showing up. Reed Meta versus PC. Everybody involved. Can't thank you guys enough, and we appreciate you all joining us here for round number 2 of the MotoOption Supercross Series from Glendale. So we'll see you guys next week at Anaheim 2 for the first round of the Triple Crown. We're out of here. So long for now.